And we're live.
Hi everyone! Welcome back. Welcome back to nkyRoleplaying plays Rise of the Runelords. This is our second episode. If you have not seen the first one, then spoilers. There will be many spoilers in this one. You can, however, still watch it because we're not very far in yet, so not a great deal of things have happened. Last time, we had a fun adventure with our new all of these lovely people who surround me, who had a wonderful day at the fair, and they did lots of fun things, and they did little contests, and some of them.
Chance to win in addition to the theater.
For those who don't understand, dramatic crying. That was Mox got a chance to audition for the theater, and Mox was. This was a lifelong dream of Mox's, which they had had for a good hour.
Solid 60 minutes.
It's a very good day. To be fair, I should point out that lovely Nell and Snitch also technically got the right to audition at the theater, though whether or not they will is still, well, it's a bit up in the air at the moment, because they were just celebrating the beginning of the religious portion of the Swallowtail Festival that they are here at, in the lovely town of Sandpoint. When something rather dramatic and terrible happened, and there are now horrible, glassy-eyed people of varying different races running around the town trying to kill people, and also slightly setting fire to things. So, no one's having a very good day anymore. They're all rather upset about this because they were having such a nice day.
So nice.
They made lots of friends. Mox got to drink alcohol out of the belly button of a scantily clad person, and was quite good at it, which was surprising to everyone involved.
Especially Mox.
So, we shall run quickly around the room in case people aren't aware. Lovely people in the chat. This is Kat, who plays Nell. Wave.
Hi.
This is Vivian, who plays Mox. This is Nick, who plays Huron. In character. And this is Rory, who plays Snitch.
Yo.
And they are currently adventuring through Sandpoint. Now, before I...
And this is Bethan, who plays everyone fucking else.
Yeah.
Hello! I'm Bethan. I've made a lot of changes to this adventure path. Partly because it's quite old. This is the Rise of the Runelords is Paizo's first ever adventure path, which was written when Pathfinder, the game that we are playing, didn't actually exist. It was written for D&D originally, so a lot of changes have needed to be made for various inclusivity purposes, and also because it's old as balls. So, but is there anything else I need to go on before we jump right in? Anything else anyone wants to go over before we? Kat, did you have a?
Yeah, I need to do a quick shout out to a friend of ours. Well, friends of ours, really. I know about this group because of my pal Ash, who is a player in this game. It's if you like tabletop role playing and such, and especially if you like Game of Thrones, then you should check out their stream. It's called A Sea of Spears. It's over on their channel, Play the Game. It should be in our recommendeds down below.
It is indeed.
Mm-hmm. And they are awesome. Ash is one of the players. He plays a character called Adam, I believe.
Yes, I think so,
Rusty is the GM, and he's lovely. I've been chatting to him today. And they also they're planning on doing other things in their channel as well. Right now, they're setting up their new channel before they move from their old host. So they're sort of in an interim place right now, but you can still catch their streams on Sunday afternoons.
They need a bit of a boost because obviously when you switch host, you always have these worries about audiences and things. So go and give them a bit of love. Make sure they know that you're into it. I should point out that if some of the reasons you don't like Game of Thrones are the lack of gay, they got you covered.
They have fixed this.
They got you covered.
They have
Trust
fixed
me.
this.
There is so much gay, so much.
That's what I like to hear, God.
Yeah.
lot of gay, and also memes. Many memes.
Mhm.
So we're good.
Are they spitchay?
Romance, drama. I'm pretty sure I've only got a couple of the streams, but I'm pretty sure their whole house is Dornish, which is amazing for me because Dorne was the only nation in that series that I liked.
So we are big fans. Carry on. Yes.
Go give them a follow because it takes 50 followers to get to affiliate status. We also need followers to get to affiliate status, so please
That would
follow
be
us as
great.
well. But go over there, follow Play the Game. They're great. Find them in our recommendeds.
So, any other shout-outs or other things we need to go over before we dive right into the chaos?
We officially have our logo and our banners and stuff,
Oh, yes.
courtesy of wonderful Emma, who finished them and sent them to me last night, and then I got occupied doing other things and didn't send them to the rest of them until later today. So.
They are utterly amazing. I have changed all of our art that was placeholder art / work in progress art, and it is all wonderful. And we are feeling very pastel and turquoise right now.
You've got that little asterisk probably
little
on all of our stuff now.
Wonderful. It's great.
So thank you very much for that, Emma. It was great.
She's tagged in all sorts of things on Twitter and Instagram on our various pages, which also could use a couple of follows and likes and things. So if you're up for that, but yes, I think that's everything. Anyone else have anything to add?
The recording. I'm remembering things just as I'm going. I'm such a disaster. I'm so sorry. I should just write these things down. The recording of last week is up on our YouTube channel. It's nkyRoleplaying. I don't have the link for it in Twitch because Twitch links are giving me grief. I've almost figured that out. Not quite.
It's nkyRoleplaying without the O.
Yeah. Wonky.
Wonky. Because it's a play on words, you know.
Of a sort.
Yes.
Yes, a pun, one might say.
Okay, you can substitute whatever you want in that asterisk.
And any other vowel so you wish. We also do a lot of winking. Winky role playing.
And the other thing.
Feel free to
Anyway,
add in a Y
continuing
if you don't
on.
like it.
I mean, of course Viv would advocate for adding Y's. Anyway. So, have I missed anything important that happened last week?
Other than breaking Mox's heart, no.
Other than you murdering your way through the first 3 people who dared to attack you. Oh, because one of them slaughtered a hobbit in front of you.
Yep.
To be fair, one of them put in a lot of effort trying to murderify me.
And Huron.
They did. And Huron, indeed. So I'm just going to pour myself a drink, and it's a non-alcoholic drink for the record. I realized that sounded really alcoholic. I'm just going to pour myself some drink.
Gonna have myself a little drink.
I'm just going to have some fizzy orange juice of some description.
A commercially available fizzy orange drink. Fizzy orange flavored drink. A carbonated orange.
Orange-based drink. That may or may not
Other
have many
carbonated
orange
orange-based drinks are available.
Not naming names. So, last session you finished off as the last of your 3 opponents fell to the ground dead, as Huron clutched his insides and tried to make sure they stayed on the inside. And as from a distance you heard more footsteps, the singing, the weird, eerie, almost keening singing happening, coming closer, and a set of footsteps and the scream of what sounded like a child in the distance.
Yes.
Around you, the chaos has kind of died down a little. It seems like whatever was happening in this initial onslaught seems to have calmed, but obviously it sounds like there may be more coming. You can see that there are some red-furred mastiff dogs running around. They have blood on their faces. They look like they have been hurt, put it that way. But they are big dogs. They are very big dogs.
Are they
at a
attacking
pinch,
people?
They look like they have been. They appear to be returning to a rather large person who is giving them head fusses. They've been very good dogs. You can no longer see Surdak, your erstwhile employer at the theater, the man you hope will employ you. He was standing on top of a wagon, being, one might say, encouraging people in an inspiring manner. Yes. But he doesn't seem to be there anymore. You can see that across the square from you, Ameko appears to be healing people with what looks like magic. Just keeps putting her hands on people, and there's this slight glow, and they kind of get back up again. Their wounds are healing up. People are directing the wounded and the frightened into the cathedral, and the man who was introduced, the dwarf who was introduced to you as Father Xantus, is directing people inside, standing on the steps. someone rides across the square on a horse, with a short bow, like an arrow knocked their short bow, kind of just riding along. They look like they're keeping an eye out for things. A man in full plate runs into the square. He's a little bit bloodied. Doesn't have the helmet on because, of course, he doesn't. Because he's got a name and everything, so he can't wear a helmet. He's an important person. Can't wear a helmet. He does look very pretty, for the record. Runs into the square, not very close to where you are. Looks around really hurriedly. Looks kind of frightened, frantic. And after a second, darts for the wagon where Surdak was. And you see him haul Surdak up to a sitting position, and then appears to use some form of magic again. Surdak kind of groggily shakes his head, and then they embrace. They're just sitting there by the base of the wagon, hugging. They're both kind of covered in blood. So,
where was the screaming coming from?
The screaming is coming from ahead of you towards the north, what you know is the north gate of the city. Are you, and this may be a huge assumption on my part, are you heading in that direction? Is that your plan?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I fit another bolt to my crossbow and move in that direction.
Honestly, Nell probably heard the kid screaming and was just off.
So the moment that Huron tries to move, a hand slams down on your shoulder. And where do you think you're going? There's
he starts to crumple away from it, and then catches himself.
You recognize the goblin woman, possibly, who was in robes, who had dived into combat earlier in order to save Snitch. And there's a warm glow from where her hand is clamped like a vice onto your shoulder. And you get 5 hit points back. And she goes, right, now you can go throw yourself into some more danger. Honestly.
Looks her directly in the eye and nods, and then starts running towards where he heard the screaming.
You, if anyone does notice her, she's sprinting off to where Surdak and the guy in plate armor are hugging.
And Prince Charming is.
Prince Charming and Surdak.
Before Mox heads out, Mox is going to address their pocket, saying, "Peachy, you stay safe."
Says Mox's pocket.
I'm ignoring
Glad
it.
we had that
ignoring
conversation.
it. Moving on.
All right. So ahead of you, there is another cart. It looks like it was also carrying. Well, it looked like once upon a time it may have had more wood for the large bonfire that you were expecting to have in the middle. You remember that the sheriff gave you a long lecture about bonfire safety at the beginning of the day. You can now see why. This is the second of these that you've come across, and it too is completely on fire. This is why you suspect it was full of firewood, because it's very, very on fire. All of it, including the wheels. You suspect it was possibly, again, supposed to have been emptied before being set on fire. There are more glassy-eyed raiders, attackers, bandits, whatever you want to call them. These people in armor who have weapons standing around, or rather kind of looking like they're looking for people. There don't seem to be many people in this area. You reckon they may have all fled, or they may be in the cathedral. Or they may just have shut themselves in their homes. But they seem to be looking around for people to attack. And there is still more wagons here and stalls and things, because obviously this is, there's more market in this direction, more fair. You've been to various stalls in this area. And underneath one of the ones near you, I'm not even going to need a perception check for this one, because you were specifically looking. Underneath one of the ones near you, you can see there is a small child. And a very small dog. And the dog is standing ready.
No.
but they are hiding underneath one of the tables. You can see them from where you are. You don't think the raiders can see them from where they are, but they do seem to be looking. One of them smashes a table as you go past, as they go past it. If they did that to the one that had the kid underneath it, that kid would be a goner.
Okay, Nell's gonna pick up a rock and lob it at the closest raider's head.
You definitely get their attention. Do you want to roll me an attack roll, or are you just trying to get their attention?
I'll roll an attack. Why not? I mean, the main purpose of it is to get their attention. But that was a shit roll.
Can I hide while Nell is doing this?
Can you hide? Sure. What kind? Where are you planning on hiding?
Under a table, under a nearby cart, in a bush.
Sure.
Wherever is close by and available to me. I'm not fleeing. I'm planning an ambush.
Then I would advise not the table that the child is under, but otherwise, yes. Can you roll me a stealth then, please?
My raison d'etre. 24.
Oofed. Okay. Let me just check I've got the right
Almost
people.
like you're playing the party rogue or something.
What? Adhering to standard party composition rules and standard roles? How dare you?
I'm gonna try and get them to run at me, and then hopefully Snitch can come in and fuck
All right.
them up a bit.
So there is, if I check my notes, a goblin, a human, and a kobold.
Walk into a bar?
The human is the one that broke the table. Those are the three ahead of you. And as your rock... What did you get for the...
like a 10. I doubt I hit anybody, but I'll definitely get their attention.
As the rock slams into the ground and skitters off next to the human, and you get their attention, all three of them, you realise that the sound of the weird singing seems like too much of a positive word for what it is. It's almost like there's like a bass growl and a high keening noise over the top that seem to be singing the same tune.
It's not like throat singing, is it?
No, not quite that. Not quite like that, but just sort of more
throat singing.
Throat singing is awesome.
Throat singing is amazing. Like that's a skill. That is a serious skill.
Anyone else who likes throat singing, check out the band The Who, spelled H-U.
H-U. Absolutely fantastic.
They will blow your damn mind if you have not seen them before.
Especially if you think of throat singing as a purely traditional thing that can only be used in traditional manners. No, sir. All right. So the weird singing, if you want to call it that, the music coming out of people's mouths seems to be getting closer.
It's still not something that Mox thinks they can override. Like, it's not just a.
You might be able to, but it does seem to be. You think there might be magic in it.
Okay.
You recognize it as vaguely magical in its manner. It doesn't seem to be having a direct effect on you. You're not sure if it's having a direct effect on the raiders.
Could I try and do a knowledge arcana to?
Yeah, absolutely.
12.
Let's have a look. You think, because this is a nice easy one for you, you think this might be some sort of really bizarre inspire courage.
Okay.
It definitely feels like bardic magic, which as a bard, nice and easy for you to recognize. But as the rock hits the ground and you get the attention of the three of them, a fourth figure appears. And they are a dwarf who is singing. And they are singing loudly and really weirdly. It's like this eerie... When you realize that there are two voices singing, you would probably assume that the bass is coming from this dwarf. It is not. The high keening noise is coming from this person. And it is really eerie. And it's the one I described as sort of, you can feel it in your teeth almost, and it's just jangling in the back of your neck, and it's horrible. It's a horrible noise. I'd almost describe it as fingernails down a blackboard if it wasn't physically being made by a voice box. So they seem to be... The others seem to be more encouraged to attack you now that this person is here. So I will need initiatives for everybody, because you are about to be attacked. Surprise! I know you're all very surprised by this knowledge.
It's not good.
Not great.
It's not good. I used up
That
all my
sounds like
luck rolling off screen.
That sounds like a rousing endorsement of all the people who are going first being PCs to me. Don't you think? Okay, so
Wasn't that bad, to be fair.
Nell, what did you get for initiative?
7!
Mox.
Rookie numbers. I got a 9.
Okay, Huron.
A kingly 12.
Good lord, Huron. Snitch.
Mighty 14.
Our mighty adventurers will be involved in this fight.
I don't
Eventually.
have my crazy gunslinger speed yet.
Okay, let me just take a moment. While you guys have a nice...
why we're playing this with us and our roles.
Take a moment to rethink my life decision. No, take a moment to figure out the initiative order, and then I'll be right back with you. But if you guys could entertain the audience while I am busy, that would be great. Entertain the chat. I don't know what they're saying. They could be being total butts, in which case be butts back, I guess. I don't know. You get my permission.
Hyperion and I are discussing things.
Things
Yes.
and stuff?
Stuff and things.
Dear God.
They have reminded me of the incident, which involved me very recently leaving a group because the rest of my group were quite happy to let a bunch of people die of a horrible disease, and I was not.
I was told of this. And I
Yes.
was like, why is Kat the weird one in this situation?
Yes. Why am I the outlier who should not be counted?
Oh, for other plugs. I have a soy fish earring with googly eyes called Frederick.
It's beautiful.
If you would like a soy fish earring with googly eyes, possibly called Frederick, then you can go to Gungan Circus on Depop, or also DM them on Instagram and get your very own. Frederick.
Or alternatively, you can get the earring and name it whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't know what it's called. I didn't know he was called Frederick till he told me. You don't know these things.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
didn't know my snail was called Tacos until Tacos happened.
I didn't know
Like,
that
you
the
look like a
villagers
taco.
I didn't know that the villagers I was kidnapping in Minecraft earlier were called Bertram and Aloysius.
Aloysius is a perfectly good name, and I love it to pieces.
Then
Very
why-
difficult to spell,
The
though.
You
perfectly
know these things when you're
cromulent
writing the
name.
ransom note.
All right, so I have now figured out the initiative order. You are in fact going on the initiative order. I'm sure you're very excited to hear this. Nell, you are in fact, however, last.
I'm not shocked.
All right, so the first thing that happens is that a goblin is gonna have a go, because it's what they do. These raiders apparently is have a go,
Have a go. Have a square go. Or
They're
a
gonna have
round go.
or a triangular go. Who knows? They have they have the glazed eyes. They run straight at you. I'm gonna do a nice. Oh no, there's only 3 of you visible. So you're gonna run at Mox.
Okay, I'm gonna say then in Goblin, come at me, bro!
And the goblin does not react,
Shocking.
except by coming at you, which they were already doing.
See, to Mox then, they understood.
I'm assuming a 10 doesn't hit you.
No.
Fantastic. The goblin runs at you, swings, completely misses, swings back again to have another go, but obviously can't do that yet because it's not their turn anymore. It is the turn of the person who is singing. No, that's the wrong button. That's the right button. What are the things that the person who is singing... Oh, right. They are going to stand. The dwarf is going to stand on the very edges of what might be called the current fight and continue singing, though they do very slowly draw what looks like a coiled whip from a bag next to them.
Not cool, bro. I'm going to kink shame, but that's not cool.
So that's their turn, and then the kobold is going to run straight for Huron.
And then
That was incredibly in character and therefore very, very old. Come on then! I beat you with my stick!
I did realize I will need to make him a little bit younger because he would be almost dead if he was the age I said originally.
Does an 18 hit you?
Yes.
Darn, okay.
That would hit me even if I had the armor on.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten that you were interrupted mid-party and therefore didn't have your armor on.
I'm unarmored and only have leather anyway.
You take 4 damage from the spear that the kobold just shoves into you as they run up. They also have completely glazed eyes. Normally, you'd expect some form of war cry as they attacked you, but they're fighting in eerie silence. Snitch, it is your turn.
I would like to burst from my ambush point and attack the kobold that was attacking Huron.
Fantastic. You shall get a flanking on that. Since I'm assuming you're popping out behind them, as all good rogues do.
That is 22.
I don't know why I bothered looking at their stats. Of course that hits them. Yes, that very, very hits them.
Please say that hits them.
The kobold is in fact hit by whatever it is that Snitch is doing.
Oh, that's a quite nice 7 damage.
My dear sir, my good Snitch, I must inform you that you just one-shotted the kobold. The kobold is now dead. It stabbed Huron and died still holding on to the spear as it was drawing it out of Huron. Collapses onto its spear, very dead.
You know I'd done that a second earlier.
Had to wait till he was in just the right position. Thanks for setting him up so I could knock him down.
Yeah, no bother.
Did he flash
Teamwork
himself?
makes the dream work.
All right. Knock the kobold out of the initiative order. God damn it, kobolds. Only having 7 hit points. What the hell is wrong with you?
It's a kobold. That's what's wrong with it.
All right, Huron, it's your turn.
He sort of shakes himself a little bit. He's sort of looking around at the different targets and he's like, that dwarf's doing something. He's like, oh, shorty! Belt up!
Alrighty, please roll me for shooting the shorty.
You dwarf.
How far away is he?
This is why I don't use maps, because I don't know. Say 30 foot. Let's go with that. Seems like
far
a
away
good
is he?
number.
I moved up to 30 foot regardless because it makes me better.
Cool.
14.
2 standard.
Yep.
Darn, just miss. Just sticks in their armor. Like snags a piece of armor that appears to have either no flesh underneath it or more armor underneath it, perhaps. Didn't go through. They don't stop singing. How close would you have got to them to do that?
30 foot.
Okay, yeah, no, so you're fine. Good. In that case, Mox, it is your turn. There is a flailing goblin in front of you.
I was going to attempt to overrun them, but since Huron's got the dwarf, then Mox will go.
He doesn't really have him as much as has shot at him.
Yeah, what are those like? Well, things are flying in that direction. Mox isn't going to put themselves there.
Got him, buddy. Intimidation is key.
Gosh, was that a sense of self-preservation there from a character played by Viv?
How dare you? Just because my cartoon characters are idiots. Right.
Things are being shot at that person. I should not get between those two things.
They might have still had to think it out like that. Doesn't matter.
All right. So what is Mox going to be up to? There are still 3 people here who are actually that's a lie. That's a complete lie. There are like 6 people here you could attack. 7 technically, but 3 of them are your party members and one of them's a child. So
Think Mox is going to maybe attack the goblin that attacked them.
fair play.
Just in a wild, out of the way.
It's a crazy idea you got there.
I know,
but
it's
let's
really
do it.
nice of you as a GM to allow me to do that.
I'm
real
such
nice.
a benevolent GM.
Yeah. That is a 17?
Yes, that hits.
17, yeah. Cool.
Are you attacking them with your sword?
Ma rapier.
Ah.
My masterwork rapier.
Oh, very nice.
That I won today! In the day of dream! That's a 3 for damage.
3 damage to the goblin. All right. Flip my sheet back over again. No, don't drop it. Dropping the sheet's a bad idea, because then I have to disappear off stream to find
The
it.
Mox will have retaken up their dueling stance. Quick little lunge, like a dermal punch.
Ooh. That was a phrase.
Yeah.
Thermal punch. It sounds painful.
There's a tool used for biopsies.
I know. Eh.
Does the sound effect help, or does it make it worse?
It makes it worse. It makes it worse.
Okay.
Okay, so the human. Let's see. The human is going to go for Nell. It's going to have a go.
Oh, I need to remember to take my AC off as well, for armor, because I'm in fancy clothes.
Nell, does a 24 hit you?
Jesus Christ! Yes!
So, despite the fact that this human, like one of the ones you met previously, like one of the attackers you saw previously, has a rapier and is wielding it like a longsword,
For fuck's sake.
just kind of hacking at things with it.
Nell doesn't even use swords, and seeing that makes her sad.
Maybe we should be drinking, just so we can pour one out for all of us who are going to die.
It's fine.
Nell, take 5 damage.
Okay.
It's not like I'm down a bunch of AC because I don't have the normal gunslinger stuff because I took gun tank instead.
We're fine, don't worry about it.
For those who play a lot of tabletop RPGs, or in fact any RPGs, the concept of I lost some AC so I can be the tank is
An odd one.
an odd comment, but we'll roll with it. It's fine. You'll be an excellent tank later. At the moment,
Assuming
they're
you
all
get
level ones.
there.
They're
If
all
I
level-
survive,
If they live through this, then they will be adventurers with a capital A.
Ooh.
Then that'll be exciting. Right, so
And if we
Nell, it's
don't, then our son will show up magically. This-
Nell, it is your
Right,
turn.
Junior, next to all of our names.
my coin purse, otherwise known
turn.
as the Full Plate Fund.
Right, well, I'm gonna fucking wallop this this human bitch who dared to step to me. How dare he? I'm gonna miss. Oh, maybe not. 16.
You hit. Well done.
Thank Christ.
Is it a most palpable hit?
Oh, I
A
would hope
most
so.
palpable hit, sir.
Oh, and that's good damage as well. That's 6 damage.
6 damage.
One more than you did to me, fucker.
If you keep on this way, someone's going to die. Not sure who, but someone.
Well, if he hits me like that again, it'll be me.
All right, so if we get back round to the top of the round, and I am back round to the top, had a sudden moment of I haven't missed any of you, have I? Has everyone had a turn? Great, good, wonderful.
And didn't exactly do much with it, but I had one.
You, I believe,
Sure was there.
you.
Bethan, I
you
don't think I got a turn. Can I go again?
I believe Huron executed an excellent challenge in the Dwarven dialect of Common, otherwise known as Scots.
Oh, you.
Hey, Paul.
It was indeed a come on in, which I believe is.
I told him to shut up.
It's true. You did tell him to belt up, which, again, might need to be translated. Who knows?
You could have also called him to Hudger Wisht.
Yeah. This is what happens when you watch a stream entirely of Scottish streamers. We understand what we're talking about, even if some of you are English and may not. We would apologize, but we won't.
We are also from 4 different regions.
5? 4 or 5?
No, Rory and I come from the same place.
Yeah.
Freakishly.
It's true. It's very weird.
The same horrible little place.
Mm-hmm.
That is
So-
cursed knowledge.
It is the goblin's turn again.
If you ever want to hear what my family's accent it was growing up, just watch Taysiders in Space on YouTube.
I didn't know that was a thing.
grew up
That's
in space?
amazing.
That's cool.
It's incredible.
If you want to know what I grew up around, go to Aberdeen. Speak Doric. It's great. It's incomprehensible.
It's barely even words.
Or for those of you who do not want to go north of the border, which fair at the moment, please don't. Nothing against anyone. Just we're doing quite well
Just
up here.
keep your
at the
plague
moment.
to yourself, you
Yeah.
filthy
yourself.
bams.
Then watch Brave and laugh uproariously at the man who no one can understand and know that I understood him.
Back to the combat.
He was Doric though. He was from the borders.
Back to the combat.
Anyway, back to the combat. There's a goblin who is a bit pissed at Mox, or possibly everyone, or possibly no one, but is definitely going to attack Mox. And with their sword, 14.
I had my armor. That wouldn't have hit. That hits.
The moment of you're attacked during a fun thing, and none of you metagamed to think that you might be attacked. So some of you aren't wearing armor. Alrighty.
My ordinary clothes provide me with an armor bonus. So
Like genuinely, if I had plate armor, I would have been wearing it. Like I'm a dwarf. I don't take penalties for wearing it.
Mox, take 3 damage.
I just don't have armor yet.
That nipped.
So he wallops you again with his short sword.
That nipped that time.
Where's my doohickey? That works because it means I don't have to tell you what I was saying. The
True.
doohickey. The dwarf is very much looking straight at Huron. And even from this distance, you can tell they are looking at you, unlike all the other people you've fought thus far today, who are kind of looking at nothing. This person is focused on you.
Yeah.
But they don't seem to do anything. I suppose the only thing that they do is kind of flick the whip so it uncoils. So it's ready to be used, rather than being coiled up in their hand. And they're watching you carefully. And then Snitch, it's your turn.
is Nell still being attacked by the human?
Yes.
Okay. I will move either into Nell's space or to flank the human and then attack the human.
Alright, carry on. Sounds like a good plan.
10. Oh, 12.
Nope.
No, because I'm
Nope.
flanking 12. No.
Nope.
Oh.
Does not hit the human. You don't, however, seem to get their attention. They seem to be not focusing on you right now.
Oh, fuck.
Huron, it's your turn.
So Huron yells a word in a language nobody's heard him speak yet, just staring at the crossbow in his hands. Reloads it and fires again. And I'll spend a grit for sharpshoot this time. I probably didn't need to, damn it. Blah. 20 to hit.
Yes, that
And
does hit.
That's versus touch as well.
That very hits. Extremely hits. Please, damage.
That is 5 damage.
5 damage. The bolt smacks straight into them. The song does not waver, though the dwarf does.
That's
Kind of rocks
terrifying.
backwards, but the song carries on. It kind of mocks. There's a moment where they hit a key they hit a note that you're not sure that that's what they were aiming for, but it's so discordant anyway that you're not entirely certain that it wasn't. Just like, that was an odd note to use there. A little bit weird. But they do seem to be coming towards you now, slowly. As in, they can't move till it's their turn, but narratively, they are beginning to come towards you.
Movement is occurring.
Yes. They have shifted their weight as if to walk forwards.
The enemy is advancing.
And that makes it Mox's turn. Big, strong Mox. Alrighty, roll.
That's a 9.
I was about to get you to remind me which person you were going for, but on a 9, it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really, does it?
No, not really.
Unless there's any gelatinous cubes in the combat.
Or unless you were planning to go for the child under the table, they might have an
Aiming
AC of
before,
9.
Therefore, I hit it.
No, they're small. They've got an AC bonus.
Yeah, no.
So,
Stupid kids.
Mox.
Yeah, I was gonna go for the goblin again.
Mox flails. It's alright, you've got one flail each thus far, I think. And it is the human's turn.
Human.
The human.
Taking a human turn.
Don't hit me, don't hit me.
Being a standard human.
I'm
Well,
immediately suspicious.
is your AC below 9?
No.
Then they did not hit you.
Thank fuck.
They flail the rapier at you again. Miss completely.
Good. Continue to
catch
do
it.
that.
Catch a scarf. Get their rapier a little tangled. Spend the rest of their turn untangling their rapier. They'll be fine by the time you try and hit them. They're not going to take penalties to it, but they have a moment where they're like, shit! And they obviously don't have much of a brain right now, so it takes them longer than it should. Which means it's your turn again now.
Sick, I'm gonna hit him.
Please do. So that I don't have to describe any more terrible, terrible misuses of a rapier.
No.
Ooh.
That's not a good
13?
move. No.
Sadness. Actually, a bit,
You are currently
I'm
flanking
gonna
with
use-
Snitch.
Oh, then I wasn't counting that, then it's a 15.
Then you hit.
Yes.
Snitch is behind him trying to stab him. Just failing.
Oh, well, 2 damage!
2 damage is 2 damage. Do
2
not...
damage!
It's more than none.
It is indeed more than none. Alright, so the goblin's gonna have another go at Mox. Because that's what they do.
How dare.
I'm not even gonna ask. He hits you. You rolled a 20, so I'm...
Did he confirm?
Don't ask that.
I'd forgotten.
Why would you ask
No,
that?
no, he does not. No, he does not.
thought
He
she'd
rolled a
already
2.
rolled it. I'm so sorry.
Get your Fs ready.
Be prepared.
Take 1 damage.
1 damage. After all that.
Oh god, that was almost 2 damage.
That was so anticlimactic.
Oh, the level
Mr.
1.
Crit.
Level 1.
Missed their crit chance entirely. Got the lowest they could possibly roll on damage. It looked really sweet, but just fucked up the execution somehow.
Just like a perfect lunge, but it just sort of nicks the middle of their chest or something. Just like,
Rude. Alright. That went so well. Okay, so the dwarf is currently striding towards Huron in a determined manner. Since we're not using battle maps, would anyone consider themselves to be between Huron and the dwarf that is currently singing in a really weird way?
yeah, I don't think so.
I think Nell and I are preoccupied with the
Huron would have walked out in front. That was his intention.
Alrighty then. In that case,
He is acting for the job he wants, not the one he currently has.
You're not supposed to dress for the job you want.
You can't afford the clothes. Plate armor's really expensive.
So the dwarven bard, as we shall call them in a loose manner, though if we do, I think Mox might get upset. So don't say that aloud. Dwarven bard strides dramatically towards Huron, readies the whip by kind of flicking it backwards, flicks it at Huron, and misses magnificently.
Does it at least make a good noise when
It makes an amazing, it makes literally a cracking noise.
Just a perfect whip crack.
Perfect whip crack. But like misses Huron by about 2 feet. Because they rolled a 1. They rolled a 1 to attack you. Which is in total a 4. A 4. Hit nobody on that. Somebody standing butt naked in the rain has a AC of 10. So
Maybe we should be standing butt naked in the rain. Maybe that's our problem.
That was a disappointing, dwarf. I am disappointed at you. Snitch, it's your turn.
I mean, my AC would be the same.
This human's going down.
I'm running on
Stab up
pure
at him again with my
dex.
short sword. It's actually not a short sword. It's just a normal sized dagger. Just because I'm small, it's a short sword to me.
That's kind of adorable.
Better. That's a mighty 21.
That definitely hits. I was going to remind you about your flanking in case you've forgotten, but on a 21, I am doing no such reminding.
I have forgotten. It was 23. Thanks for reminding me, regardless. And that's a mighty 9 damage.
Your second kill of the evening. The human who has basically been paying no attention to you is quite thoroughly executed and drops like a puppet with all its strings cut. Drops straight to the ground. Now you see for a second.
Sacco spuds.
For a second, they look kind of confused. And then they hit the deck. And they are gone. The light is gone from their eyes. They no longer look confused. So that is two of the baddies, to use a technical term.
It's a very technical term.
Huron, it's your turn. There is a dwarf who is not really up in your face because whips have reach.
Yeah, I was going to say, did he use his reach?
He did.
That's really unwise.
It really is. Maybe.
Although I suppose he still threatens me anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
And also maybe he didn't want to go anywhere near the stabbing murderer who just killed 2 of their friends.
So he takes another
murderer?
military step backwards, load, fire.
All right, let's do this again. Dwarf, where's the dwarf?
13.
That does not hit the dwarf. So it's Mox's turn.
Right, come on. Come on.
Going back to the dice bag here.
Has that dice betrayed you too many times?
Well, it hasn't rolled above a 10 yet.
Take that as a yes.
No. Maybe. No.
How bad?
11?
Afraid not.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Might be one of those fights that we're here until 10 o'clock doing this fight. Who knows? Sometimes that happens.
I'm assuming Mox is just confused by having just the. I was expecting just like overreaches or something.
Like,
Really good. Oh, wait, no.
Nell, the human is dead, so it is just your turn. There is no human turn.
It is just my turn. Oh, is the singing one still alive?
Yep.
Can I get to them and flank them in any way? I don't know if
I'm
they're
not
in melee
threatening
with
them.
anyone. You're not threatening them? Okay.
You
No.
can get to them and flank them,
As in get behind them, essentially.
but that would definitely involve an acrobatics check. Because they have a weapon with reach, so you'd have to get through that reach and round the other side.
True. Okay. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll risk it. Why not?
All right, let's just go for the acrobatics check.
Oh no.
Someone's gonna have to remind me again for the second time in 2 weeks. How?
What the DC for that
Oh,
is?
that works. Yes.
I think it's against their CMD.
Oh yes, we've already gone through that. Yes, we have.
Makes sense.
Yes, we have.
Well, I'm in trouble. Yes, I got a 10.
Guess you're taking an attack of opportunity.
Oh
then.
joy, please miss me.
Eh.
Did
I'm
you crit
assuming-
me?
No, I did not. I'm assuming that 6 doesn't hit you.
Oh thank God, no. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, you misinterpreted the face. That was a wow, that was shit face.
I thought that was a oh no, I may have just killed someone face.
So this dwarf can't hit.
Oh no, how does
Side of a
bleeding out
barn.
rules work again?
Right, okay, so I'm behind them now.
Yep.
I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try it anyway. I have a thing that lets me. It's called Expert Distractor, and it lets me. If I hit this person with a melee attack, it lets me force a concentration check if they're casting a spell.
Ooh, that would work.
And if they fail the concentration check, then they stop casting the spells. So if that works on whatever they're doing, then sick. Let's see if I hit.
If Mox is correct, that would work. I'm not sure Mox has told any of you that though. So
No.
you are magic yourself, so you could figure that out.
It's an educated guess that they are casting something.
Because they won't stop stinging. It's a bit weird otherwise.
Isn't that 20? Isn't that 20?
Cat's little dances of happiness are great. Does it
Does
confirm?
it 19 confirm?
It does indeed.
Yay!
You might not
Okay.
need to distract them.
You know, I'm gonna do it anyway for fun.
All right, cool. So how much damage did you do?
No, you double everything in Pathfinder, right?
Yep.
Then I did 10 damage. Do I need to do the concentration check? Okay, cool.
Dwarf is fucking
Yeah,
down.
it's not been as noticeable before, but this time when the blades of the scarves like cut into the dwarf, probably into like the back of their neck or something like that, you can see like sparks come off the blade as it digs in.
Very, very abruptly, the weird keening noise stops. As there just becomes a gurgling, and the dwarf clutches at their throat as they collapse to their knees. And there's one left. In front of Mox, the goblin no longer has glassy eyes. They kind of rock back a bit, look around, drop the short sword. Surrender! They look terrified.
Why did I almost kill you? What's going on?
Did you? Was that you? Was that Sam? Oh god, was that me? Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Are we out of initiative?
You are out of initiative.
Okay.
Where were you last?
I was in my village. The chief was giving a speech, I think.
Have I got...
I'm bleeding quite a lot. Oh, that's bad. That's
Can I-
can I sit down? Is that okay?
Go for it, please. Be
Okay.
okay.
They just kind of sink to their sitting position, kind of clutching at
Did we try and
themselves.
calm them down a bit, like diplomacy?
That might work. Diplomacy is a good calming people down kind of skill.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take one of my healing potions.
that's a 16. Nope, 17.
Okay, let me just
17.
find out what that one's stats are. Yep, they seem slightly calmer. They don't seem to think you're about to stab them anymore, but they do look still quite frantic and terrified.
Okay,
like-
so Mox is gonna like squat down next to them because they're now sitting and they are also a goblin. So I'm assuming Mox is much bigger than them normally.
Considerably, yeah. They're only about 3.5 foot tall, standing.
Mox is literally like twice the height.
Goblins are only tiny. Just kind of sitting on the floor. Look like they're doing sort of hyperventilating, trying to stop hyperventilating breathing.
So, important things. You're at your village. Where's your village?
I'm from. They say something in Goblin. Do you speak Goblin? I can't
I
remember.
speak Goblin, yeah.
Give me one
Speak
second.
Goblin and have linguistics. As a class skill.
I'm from. My village is called Thistletop.
Do you know where Sandpoint is?
Yeah, it's down the coast a little way.
That's where you are.
Oh, okay. Why am I in Sandpoint?
We don't know.
Oh, okay.
There's always something to do with a singing dwarf that made you try and kill everyone.
They look over their shoulder and promptly catch sight of all the people you've just killed, and go, "Huh? But that's Fred and Delilah. And why are they dead?"
Because they were trying to kill a child.
Okay.
Kicking the dwarf over so I can loot them.
All right.
Because of that one. And then like points at the dwarf on the floor. Singing.
Okay. Right. All right. Good. Not good.
No, it's not. And now I'm
Baker?
really sorry. I just what?
She's a baker. Why is she wearing armor? Why am I wearing armor?
I don't know.
I don't like this. I don't like this. Well, this is not good. No, this is really not
Would you
good.
like some water?
Yes, that would be good.
This just adds water skin to the. What's your name?
That's a damn good question, sir. Yeah, damn fine question you asked there.
What an excellent question you ask this fine day. Just hanging over the sky, isn't it beautiful?
Fantastic question.
By the way, GM, while Mox is talking to the goblin, I'll be ducking under the table to talk to the kid, but we can resolve that after.
No, that's fine. We can do that now.
Okay?
I'd like to
Fine,
run off and find the goblin healer.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely. And Huron is looting the dwarven bard, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, okay, good. Everyone's doing something. This is fabulous. Nell, there's a small Ewan child hiding underneath with a tiny terrier that starts barking at you with such ferocity, like all four legs leave the ground when it barks.
I'm gonna
very
like
small.
lie down flat on my stomach and rest my chin on my hands.
Can you lie down flat on your stomach?
Flat-ish.
They compress!
Are they
Hi.
gone? Are they gone?
Mm-hmm. Except for one of them, who is not gonna hurt you. They seem to be having an emotional breakdown.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but that sounds bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. Petal, you can stop being so afraid. It's okay, Petal. It's okay.
I'll like hold out my hand and see if Petal is at all interested, or if Petal just sort of wants to eat me.
the extended head, but the body isn't moving thing that dogs do, and they're like, "I'm going to sniff
when
you."
they're scared.
You get sniffed, and then you sort of. She kind of seems to settle down a little, but she's watching you. You're being watched by a tiny dog who's like the size of your head.
Oh, Petal.
Whose name is Petal. Yes.
Okay, if you want to come out from the table, I'll take you to Father Xanthus. I think that was his name, Xanthus.
Oh, I know Father Xanthus. He's good. He's a good guy.
I'll take you and Petal there, and then hopefully he can get you back to your family.
That's good. There was a lot of running, and I lost my mom. I don't know where she went. So I hid. I was scared.
Well, I'm gonna take you to the father because you'll be safe with him, okay?
Oh, okay. That's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Come on.
I'll just whoop, picks up the dog, who is like a good third of his size.
Legs
quite a small
hanging.
child. Your guess would be this child's probably about 10.
Okay.
Maybe slightly younger. The kind of age where you're like, I don't know if you're just tall for your age or possibly short for your age. Nebulously aged
6
child.
and 11.
They've not hit puberty yet. Let's go.
No, they have not. You would
Definitely
guess old enough to go to school, but not old enough to have hit puberty.
Sick.
Somewhere in
Right.
that range.
That gap. Okay, got it. Yep. Are they all right? Like when I look them over, do they
don't
look
seem
like
to be
they're
wounded.
hurt? Okay.
No, they
cool.
don't seem to be wounded at all. They just seem to be very frightened. Though not, it might be noted, as frightened as the goblin.
I'll just
you
lead
should-
them back to
leading them
Father
back, yeah.
Xanthus.
As you're leading them back, you find you run into Snitch. Snitch, you have run back to find the goblin known as Juniper, who was addressed as such earlier.
Especially the first thing out of their mouth being like, "That bloody dwarf died!"
Like, no, legitimately, it was what I was about to say. Like, Snitch comes up to Juniper, and Juniper just goes, "Oh, did that dwarf get himself into trouble?"
No, it's someone else. Just come on.
Is
All
everyone...
right. I'll be back in a minute, Father Xanthus. Be careful, my child. Who the fuck? Like, as Nell just sort of appears.
Hello.
Oh, little Aaron. Little Aaron, come here. Your mother has been worried sick. And just over his shoulder, Mrs. Barrett. Just a human woman comes flying out of the church at the speed of parent. Just worried parent. That's a speed all its own. And just scoops up the child who is still holding the dog. Just child and dog. And just goes, oh my gosh, I was so worried about you, Aaron. Where did you go? I was under the table. This lovely lady saved me. Lovely lady? Lovely lady? They seem to be questioning as whether or not you are a lady.
Yes, dear, that's right.
Oh, that's right. Lovely lady saved me. She was very nice, and they killed a lot of people, and it was really cool. It was really cool. They're so cool, Mom. She just kind of gives you a look and just goes, "Oh, thank you. I'm just gonna take him inside now. Thank you.
You do that.
Yeah.
Glad you're safe.
They go back inside.
Just gonna
So you're not far behind Snitch and Juniper as they head back.
Just going back, just like, right, more cleaning.
Is there anything in particular you're looking for here on this body?
Anything unusual, basically.
Uh,
What armor is he wearing?
She is wearing studded
She.
leather.
I'm having that.
All right.
Go around
Fine.
stealing armor from women's corpses.
Yup.
For those of you who did not see our super secret episode,
yeah.
this is the second time this has happened. To be fair,
Like, once is
first
an
one he was-
accident, twice is a habit.
the first one Huron was not involved in killing, so that was. I'm not sure if that's more weird or less weird. You decide.
Polls open now.
Listen,
As-
from what the wee goblin said, it probably wasn't even her armor to begin with, so that makes it fine.
The goblin has informed you that she's a baker.
Yeah.
So, as we have agreed earlier, chat. This is kind of the first time this has come up as a thing. So how we do this with loot is that I will just inform the others of what loot there is, unless there is anything incredibly interesting or something they are looking for, so we can streamline shit. Because you don't want me to go over all of that housekeeping in front of you, or maybe you do. Again,
As in,
Disgusting.
Bethan
That
informs
can be
us
a
off stream.
Patreon bonus for you whenever
Right.
that happens.
if you know, we're gonna Patreon bonuses of us talking about what loot these people have discovered and exactly how many gold they have each at any given time. If that's something you want, that's something we can do. But we thought we would just streamline it to start with.
I, for one, am thrilled to hear about the 17 crowbars.
Listen, some of those are definitely like that. So
We'll do
Several of
bonus
us in
streams
this
of
chat.
it.
All
We'll
right.
do bonus streams of it. Not in these streams, but other streams if people like it.
If that's what you want, then let us know, and we will do something about that. So, you all make it back, and where's the thing I was going to say? Oh yes, the goblin, who has a name, it's a very good name,
I'm sure it's excellent.
informs you that it goes, I'm Dekikmal,
Dekmal.
Dekikmal Kokar. That's my name. I'm fine. I'm fine? I'm not fine. I'm bleeding? That bleeding's bad.
Oh, there'll be someone who will help you.
If
There'll
I
be someone
faint-
there.
If I faint, will I die? I'm not sure if I faint. I might die.
No, you'll be fine. Be fine. Be fine. Everyone will be fine. I'm
just
fine.
I'm not
You're
very used
fine.
to this.
I'm
I
bleeding
mean,
too. Now we're both bleeding, but
oh,
it's both
I
fine.
suppose oh God, did I do
both
that?
fine.
Oh no, did I make you bleed? Oh God, my sword has blood on it. Oh, I'm really sorry.
It's okay. It happens. We all make someone else bleed sometimes. That's just a thing.
It's about the time that Snitch and Juniper return,
Thank God.
and Nell not far behind them, having deposited the child in the small dock.
Who doesn't make someone else bleed from time to time? Right, guys? Oh, thank God. Well, Mark wouldn't say that.
Some people even pay for the
Thank
privilege.
you.
What? Okay. Oh God, I'm gonna have to talk. to
Juniper!
myself. Juniper is already rolling up her sleeves. All right. See what happened to you then. Oh, you've been stabbed. Oh, right. Looks Mox up and further up.
This poor soul was involved in the raids, but against their will. There seemed to have been some sort of mind-affecting spell on their person that was broken when this one was killed.
Wow.
Broken when this one stopped singing.
You've had a shitty day, my friend, haven't you? The slightly more frightened-looking goblin on the floor, Dekik Mal,
Possibly a shitty few days.
just goes, "Hello, yes, you're a goblin." Juniper goes, "Very astute observation. I am indeed a goblin. Now, do you wish to comment on the races of everyone in the vicinity, or can we move on?"
If you're reaching for what mine is, I'm an Ifrit.
Juniper looks at you and goes, "Ah, I go to see every day.
Yeah. So Mark is like, oh,
I've heard writing in
yeah, I read about you.
What about you?
Juniper briskly gets down to healing Dekik Mal with an intriguing bedside manner. I'm not quite sure where she learned that, but it seems to
Not
be...
in med school, that's what I can tell you.
No, seems to be very much a kind of, shut up and let me heal you. Stop whining. If you carry on whining, I can't stop you bleeding, sort of.
Yes,
level.
you've had a bad day. Who hasn't? Look around. Come on now.
Look at all the fire!
Have you seen how much fire this place is in? There's a lot of fire.
There was meant to be some fire. Not this much fire.
Okay, so Dekik Mal's looking a bit better.
That's good.
Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Fine. You're fine.
I'm not fine. I don't know how I got here, and I'm really sorry that I stabbed you.
It's okay.
If I hurt anyone...
Juniper will help me, and we'll help you, and anyone else who went through the same thing as you, because this is the thing that we will fix. But we fix things. We're fixers.
All right.
Things.
Okay. Yes. Good. All right. Juniper turns around and goes, "All right. Which one of you idiots needs more healing?"
Out of character. Who needs more healing?
I'm alright, I chugged a healing potion.
So did I.
I'll be fine. I'll heal.
Mox, do you need healing?
I need healing.
So Juniper turns around and goes, "Right, which one of you idiots needs..." Oh.
Just
Biggin.
bleed.
Hello.
Possibly sort of at eye level of Juniper, just going, "That's a wound." Alright, come here.
It's okay though, Dekima. I'll
Come here, you big lug. Stop talking to the out of towner. Come here.
Why don't we stop talking?
Juniper can't muffle you because you're too tall.
I am squatting though.
Oh, you are
Well,
squatting. Be like, hush.
I might, while Mox is being fixed up, I might take the poor out-of-towner goblin to Father Xantus as well, just like, this poor person has had a shit time!
Mox, you get 5 hit points back.
Nice. That means I have more hit points than I started with. That's how that works, right?
That's how that works.
I
Nell.
will have relayed to Nell the town name that Dekimal gave me for
What was it?
Thistletop.
Thistletop? Yes,
Thistletop.
Can we
Yes,
still hear singing?
Yes.
Can we hear the sounds of battle and such?
Yes.
Yep, let's
That's why I'm armoring up.
yeah. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take them back to Father Xantus and then meet up with the others to presumably go and fight more things.
About 2 seconds after you leave with Dekik Mal, almost run into, like physically, a very burly figure that you recognize as the person who stood up and announced themselves as the sheriff, who is a bit bloodied, slightly sheened with sweat, kind of chest a bit heaving, and just goes, "You're one of the out-of-towners."
Well,
Right.
I moved here.
Right, yes, you're Kay's newbie.
Yes.
Yes.
Hemlock, right?
Correct. Sheriff Hemlock. Who's this?
This poor unfortunate soul was involved in the raid on the attacking side, but it wasn't their fault. They were under some sort of mind-controlling effect.
These songs are controlling them somehow.
I'm a bard. I know these things.
Mostly, he stopped being bewitched as soon as he stopped singing.
Can everyone who is explaining things to the sheriff roll me whatever you are using to explain? I believe you are currently all using diplomacy.
Yeah.
We're not lying.
If you are using bluff, then feel free to roll that one.
Mox is using bluff.
I know nothing and am not a bard.
I got 19.
8.
He's too brusque.
I rolled an 8.
17.
Sheriff Hemlock looks to all of the ones who are everyone who's talking, looks down at Degek Mal, who looks like he might pee himself at any moment.
I've got like my hands on his shoulders, just like, it's fine, I have you.
Because the sheriff does have a rather large weapon in one hand that none of you know what it is, but it is visibly a weapon, and probably one that you use to hit people with quite hard, in a sort of blunt damage kind of way.
Can you remind me? Is the
Yes.
Sheriff Shoanti visibly?
The sheriff is indeed Shoanti, yes. They have the tattoos, the traditional tribal tattoos of the Shoanti.
Okay.
You do not know enough about Shoanti to know which Ka, which is the tribal.
Yeah, no, Nell was more familiar with Verizian culture than
I
Shoanti
actually
culture.
might have got knowledge local is. Like,
Ah, sure. Roll me a knowledge
my-
local and see if you know
my
which Ka
bag.
this sheriff is
rolled
from.
that is a nat 20
Oh,
for a total of 26.
Goodness.
I mean, I also then got 25. So
Give me 1 second, and I will find out I'll find the list of things that you will know.
Mox
I don't know
read
things.
that Chuan-Ti have cats.
What was it you got, Mox?
25.
And you got a 24, 26? 26. Wow, that was close. Okay, you both in that case know that not only is this person standing in front of you Shoanti, and clearly proud of their heritage because they are wearing armor, but it is cut so you can see the tattoos, and they go up the neck, which is something that not all Shoanti do, especially if they're going to somewhere like Magnamar, where Shoanti are not as accepted.
There's a reason I don't know that much about them.
Mostly because they expect them to settle, and pretty much all the Shoanti are in fact nomadic. But you can also tell they are from the Shunderka, which is technically the closest one to where you are now, and Mox the one you will have had the most contact with in the past. Not necessarily friendly contact, but contact nevertheless. And you can
Not necessarily friendly is what Huron's leaning on.
yours will be
person
slightly
who
more
might-
friendly.
Might know actually the place that Mox is from.
Most of the reasons he knows other cultures is so that he knew how to fight them if they came along.
The Shoanti, not the Shunderka, but some of the Shoanti Kas will have occasionally been allies, especially if you were treading into mountainous areas you weren't sure of, because they are nomadic and native and would know the area better than you. So, but you also probably came across them in a slightly less friendly manner on several occasions, for roughly the same reasons, being on their land and such. Lots of war going on in Pathfinder. Lots of war.
Yeah.
But you can also tell that this person is a warrior of some renown, or at least has the tattoos of such. Can kind of hope that they are, in fact, as they might just get stabbed if they have those tattoos without having earned them. Yes, they look kind of... Yeah. But they look... Hemlock looks the goblin up and down. Dekekmal looks Dekekmal up and down. And just goes, right. So the people of Sandpoint are not going to be very happy about this.
No.
Especially if they find out that you were one of the attackers. I didn't mean to! Not the point. I think best case scenario is for you to come with me and for me to hide you somewhere.
They're from Thistletop.
Alright. I'll square with you to Dekekmal. You have committed a crime. Potentially a very serious one. Or several very serious ones. And
Nell's like puffing up, ready to defend them.
you were under some form of control at the time, so you were not in control of yourself, but it's not for me to decide your punishment. It's for the Council of Five. You know that. Dekekmal just kind of nods, sadly. It's like, right. So you're going to come with me, and I'm going to put you in a cell. I'm going to send word to the Council, alright? When this is all over.
Will they be safe in the cell?
Safest place I can think of. No one's breaking into the prison.
What do you think the council will decide?
No one ever figures out what the Council's going to decide before they decide it, but they will call us as witnesses, so... I'll take all your names after all this is done. No point taking them now, you might die.
Good point.
Fair.
Come on, kid.
Nell looks like she wants to fight on this more, but at the same time she's like,
There are
combat!
people- yeah,
More
there's
people in
facts of
danger!
combat sounds.
You, adventurers better get back to it.
We're what? We're
Hemlock.
not? Oh no.
We're not.
If you say we're not, Hemlock literally stops mid-turn and just looks at you and goes, "Oh?
Fucking are now, aren't we?
Oh, we can be for the time being. We can be for the time
adventurers.
being. We can be for the time being. Let's go. Let's go.
Dekekmal doesn't seem to have a problem with going. They kind of pat Mox on whatever bit of anatomy is within patting range.
It's like a hip or
If
something.
Mox stood up again, it's probably the hip.
Yeah.
And just goes, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Stay safe.
Come visit me later.
Will do.
And off they go. And yes, ahead of you, you can hear more fighting. Can I get perception checks from everybody, please, to see what you can hear?
Can I use my fortune?
You can use your fortune.
I got a special fortune that gives me from the lantern. It gives me a +1 in my perception check.
For between last week and this, we decided what it was that in their hand-waved fun afternoon at the fair, what fun activities and/or stalls everybody visited, and 2 of them obtained lovely paper lanterns from basically a hookah lantern, it's like a hookah duck but without ducks,
I haven't used mine yet either.
and they received fun presents.
Helping mine didn't using that probably didn't help, but I've used it now. So there we
All right,
go.
so what did everyone get on their perception checks? Nell,
2.
Mox,
3.
Huron,
17.
Snitch. You're muted.
You're muted.
16.
Right. So, Snitch
Sorry,
and
somebody was
Huron.
whispering.
Snitch and Huron have functioning ears, I guess, and are not distracted by Dekekmal leaving. We'll go with that.
That's it. That's it.
There is the sound, for the 2 of you not distracted by Dekekmal, of how do I put this? It's a voice. You can hear a voice from up ahead, and I'm going to attempt to do the voice. It seems to be shouting at somebody in combat, one might say. And it just goes, "Have at you, ragamuffins!" Everyone, however, hears the sound of barking coming from ahead.
Is it Sir Tumnus?
Maybe?
Let's find Sir Tumnus. Let's go.
Go find Sir Tumnus. All right,
And Ambrosia? Ambrosial? What's the dog?
Ambrosius.
Ambrosius.
Ambrosius is the dog. His name is Sir Didymus, not Sir
Sir
Tumnus.
Didymus, that's it.
Yes. I was like, I know who they mean, but Sir Didymus and Ambrosius. That's it's a Labyrinth movie reference for anyone who hasn't seen it. In which case, what are you doing with your life?
I've
What
seen
are
it.
you doing with your life?
Method made me watch it.
What did you do when you were a child?
No,
Coming
no.
to terms with your queerness.
Yeah. How did you survive without that?
The area.
Not very well is the answer.
The three-pronged bulge that is the star of that movie. Okay, moving on. What? It is. Don't look at me like that.
Why was that brought up in conjunction with childhood? You know what? Moving on. Moving on.
Coming of age moment. Trust me.
It's a children's movie.
Moving on.
That's what they tell you.
Moving on.
Okay.
Last time I watched it, I was a child.
I will not tell you how many times I've watched it because it's a lot.
Listen.
It's
Alright.
also a lot.
So you heading on ahead. Juniper is following you, making grumbled sounds in
Probably
How
good
many of you
idea.
speak Goblin? Is it just Mox? Okay, Mox. They are saying unflattering things about the group's general inability to keep their blood on the inside.
Mox will probably say something back in Goblin and just be like, I don't think anyone else knows this, but if they hear that, then they'd probably be a little sad. So if you could not say nasty things about my friends, that'd be nice, thanks.
Juniper gives you a... Alright. Fair enough. Keep your blood on the inside, though.
We're trying. We'll try. I'll tell them to try. And then in common, everyone try and keep your blood on the insides.
Well, that is
Juniper.
generally the intent.
Thanks for the heads up.
Juniper is snorting with laughter and trying to keep calm.
Nell can't
Going
understand.
around.
But in a kind of moment of, you know that moment in Mulan where they're singing A Girl Worth Fighting For,
Oh.
and they come over the top of the hill, and there's no more music in that film. Well, there is, but there's no more singing in that film at all. You're having a moment where Juniper is just sort of snorting away to herself, and you're all going, I mean, we're going to try and keep our blood on the inside, and it's all sort of generally gallows humor-ish, and then
Just looks aggrieved.
you come round the corner, and you find yourself in a sort of area in front of the gate of the town. The town does have a wall on some of its sides, and this is the main gate on the north side. It is called the North Gate because it's on the north side of town, and people are good at naming things. In front of you is there are a lot of dead people on the ground. Maybe 5 dead people, a couple of dead goblins, a couple of dead people in armor, a couple of dead people not in armor. Some of whom you recognize from not from any particular interaction with them, but you vaguely recognize their faces from the crowds earlier. Some of them you very much don't. There is a sign, which I believe Huron will recognize, hanging outside a building labeled the White Deer Inn, which is here. And just outside that inn is a very fancily dressed man, human man. He appears to be wearing a blue brocade waistcoat, and he's wielding a rapier. Badly. He is definitely the source of the voice, because he is, for those of you who heard it, because he is still shouting at the goblin he is trying to kill.
He is yelling in Toff.
He is yelling in the poshest accent you've ever heard. It's still technically common, though he'd probably be very insulted to be hear he's speaking common. Beside him and kind of behind him is another person, whose race I have completely forgotten. I will look it up in a second. Who is clutching at their arm, which looks very badly broken, and they look dazed, and there's blood on their head, and they're kind of crouching behind a barrel, which is beside this very posh man. And there is also a very big dog, which is barking profusely at the people who are attacking the human. Which is, if I double check, there are technically 5 combatants facing these people and the dog. But one of them is riding one of the others, which appears to be an enormous, looks like a rat almost, but it's got really long legs, like a dog's legs. And if anyone has knowledge nature and or wishes to roll what this is,
I'm a city bitch.
you might have an idea what it is.
Natural 20, so that's 24.
Mox, this is a goblin dog. They're not actually related to dogs. They're called that because they just are. They are mangy, canine-like creatures with rat-like facial features and a rat tail. They're just very large rodents. And most non-goblinoid creatures break out in itchy hives from the goblin dog's dander. So you will know, do not touch the dog that's not a dog.
Mox will pass that on. Don't touch the dog. It's not a dog.
I wasn't planning on it.
It smells awful for everyone else, and it has it does look mangy. It looks like a mangy rat. It's like got patches of fur and patches of scabby skin, and it has a weird saddle on it. And one of the people who was there, who is a goblin, is riding it, like you would ride. Like if, for example, you were a hobbit, you might ride a dog.
If you were Sir Didymus, you might ride.
Ambrosius. Yeah, you might ride a dog.
If you are a dwarf, you might ride a ram. That's from WoW. I just assume it's the case in everything.
But there is also a dwarf and 2 hobgoblins who are here. I'm not going to make you try and find out. I'm not going to make you roll to find out what a hobgoblin is. Gonna assume they're common enough that you know what a hobgoblin is.
I've read about it in book once.
They are medium-sized, unlike goblins. They are, however, goblinoids, and they are kind of grey.
Basically, chunky goblins.
They're just chunky, greyer goblins. Goblins tend towards the green, hobgoblins tend towards the grey.
Mm-hmm.
They have very long, pointy ears as well. They're like huge backwards.
Are any of them singing?
No. The singing does the remaining singing does seem to be coming from further away, as if it's somewhere in the town.
Can we see any of their eyes from where we are?
They're all facing away from you right now.
That's what I thought.
The human is kind of facing towards you. And I said I'd look up what the other guy was, but they're kind of crouching. Really handy if I could remember what their name was. Then I could just look them up on my handy sheet. So, technically you are not in combat right now because none of them have noticed you. What would you like to do?
I mean, I would personally like to be in combat, but I don't
like
know what else
I'm
is doing.
running forward and yelling at the top. Like that's Huron's move. is
That
to
would-
run
I shall be
forward
following
and-
suit, I suppose.
Those would generally get their attention, yes.
Oh!
In that case, I'm going to hide.
Do the sneaky schneck.
That sounds like a very good idea. Can I get initiatives off you all then, please?
I would
You will
recommend we take a break just now.
Oh
just for
yes,
like
of
10
course.
minutes.
It's got to that sort of time. So while we sort initiative and stuff, we can take a nice break. People in the chat, lovely audience that you are, please feel free to go get a drink, get a snack, stay hydrated, stretch your legs, do a handstand,
Someone else's legs.
stretch someone else's legs, pet a dog if you have one in the
Do a
vicinity,
flip if you are
Whatever.
capable and wish.
and we can be back in 10 minutes. All right,
Or possibly slightly less, we shall see.
10 minutes ish. We'll see you all later.
And we are back.
Hey folks, hope you had a nice break, everyone.
Little
Got a nice
breaky
drink,
wakey.
had a nice pee, had something to eat, whatever else you decided to do from our list, I hope everyone who did handstands is no longer dizzy, or flips is recovered from whatever happened after that.
Also, sick flip, bro.
Yeah, sick flip. Nice handstand. We're very proud of you. As it is,
Flip, bro.
we have done all the boring stuff of pre-fight. We have arranged all of the initiatives, and it is time to kick off shenanigans. I can inform you all, after spending most of the break searching, that the second person who is here, the one who's hiding behind the Toff, who looks very badly beaten, is in fact a Yui. There you go. Now you know. Now all of your curiosity is sated. It was mostly me. I was just going mad because I couldn't remember. Alrighty. I believe the plan was that you were going to kick off initiative, which means you get a surprise round. Because they did not know you were here until you decided to be all up in their grill.
Until we decided to go, surprise!
Thank Christ, because my initiative was terrible.
You're not going last.
A miracle has occurred.
I mean...
Oh wait, Mox got less than me. Shit, I feel bad now. I'm sorry, man.
Mox and Snitch both got worse than you.
Shit. I was reading things on my phone, I wasn't listening.
I was not paying attention at all.
Listen, you were all terrible at this, but it's fine because you have a surprise round.
Yay!
And your
Also, I
characters
rolled
have...
quite well.
Yeah, you did pretty well. You're going first. In fact, Huron, what would you like to do aside from running screaming into battle, as you are wont to do? As behind you, you hear Juniper cursing. You're not sure what language she's cursing in, but you're very sure she's cursing.
Very sure it's, what did I just say?
Oh my god! Fine. Or
So
you
how,
won't.
how,
Opposite of what we discussed.
how do they react to the yelling?
They do kind of turn. The one who's riding the goblin dog, who is a goblin. The goblin and the goblin dog do not really react to you. The goblin dog kind of looks a bit over its shoulder, but they're kind of focused on Toffee McToff face. And the others do turn to you, and they are also looking pretty blank. They have the blank eyes. Ow.
In
Matt,
that
did you just send me your
case-
headache? That was rude. Honestly. Personal attacks on the GM are not allowed.
When your
That's,
migraines sync up, just gals being pals.
Yep. Ow. It's fine.
So I don't have it anymore, so I really do seem to have sent it to her.
Oh, jeez.
This must be a new feature of Twitch.
Can send headaches now, who knew?
I don't have any fancy trick shots I can do yet.
I hear there's a fancy trick shot you can do called yelling profusely and then shooting them. You seem to be quite good at it.
I just doesn't want to kill them.
Ah.
Yeah, now that we know that.
Problem.
Ah.
Now that you know about Dekakmal and his general fear.
Unless we feel like taking a few alignment bumps, I feel that it's not okay.
I'm about as not okay with that as it's possible to be.
Cool. You can always tell me that you want to do non-lethal damage. And I will assume you are shooting them in the foot. Or other non-necessary...
Yeah.
I can words.
What's your degree in?
Well, what I want
French?
what I want to do is like aim for like the shoulder or something so that I can stop them from attacking.
The cinematic sweet spot.
I can't do that yet. That's a
No,
thing I
you
can
can't do it, yeah.
later. That's a thing I can spend resources to do later on in my class. So I'll just go for shooting non-lethally.
Alright.
That is 17.
My piece of paper the wrong way up. That's a normal thing to say. Which person are you going for? There's a dwarf and two hobgoblins who are facing you.
They're all basically arrayed at the two of them. There's not really anyone that's going for the injured one.
No, everyone seems to be ignoring the injured one. You're not
Alright,
entirely sure they can see him. He's kind of hiding.
It'd just be whichever's closest, say one of the hobgoblins.
Cool, one of the hobgoblins. Yes, you indeed hit on a 17.
That is 9 damage.
Oofed. Oofed.
Good roll.
Yes. All right. In that case, flip my piece of paper again. That's why I need a bigger piece of paper. Nell, it's your turn.
Oh, joy. Right. I don't want to go anywhere near that fucking dog.
Not really. I mean, there is also a dog. I'm assuming you're not attacking the actual canine.
No, I meant
dog.
the rat on long legs, frankly. Like,
They are a bit
How dare
weird
you.
looking.
Meant the walking
My legs are average
disease.
size.
Also, don't attack Snitch.
I'm so sorry.
Who's also a rat on long legs. Just more bipedal.
Your legs are proportional.
We mean the walking disease.
They do, in fact,
Would you
mean
not
the
call me that in public?
Right.
Is that your performing name?
Right. Dicks. How many others are there that are not on dog back or rat back or whatever the fuck it's called?
There are 3. There's a dwarf and 2 hobgoblins.
Okay. I don't really do non-lethal. That's
Neither is Huron. I'm using
a
using a crossbow.
hang on.
You can do non-lethal. You just knock them out rather than.
Yeah.
I kind of love that. Like, I just don't really do non-lethal. Like,
The only-
it's okay for other people, but I just don't do it. You know?
The only thing
Fuck
I would
you.
argue that cannot be done non-lethally is if you were throwing fire at people. That's really hard to do non-lethal.
Here's the thing. Every single one of my melee attacks does fire damage.
That's not the same as throwing fire at
No.
someone. You could still tell me that you're aiming for their legs.
Yeah, I will be.
That would be your non-lethal.
Like, you can
Yes.
get burned by something hot and not die, but if you're in a fire,
Yeah, if someone turns on a flamethrower 3 inches from your face, you're probably not surviving that.
Yes, okay.
If the rest of your damage is non-lethal, you might not kill them.
Yeah.
Okay,
fire cannot be
I am
lethal.
as
The
best
rest will
as I
be
can. I'm gonna move up to one of them, probably the same one that Huron's on. Try and flank behind them if I can, as long as that won't like put me in the midst
I'm
of all of them.
I'm at
Range.
30-foot range.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He's a shootsman.
Yeah, I always forget
We
that
have
you're technically a
decided.
shootsman. Right, fuck it. I'll just run up to that one and attack them.
Alright.
That was a really good roll. 22 to hit.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
We would all be frightened if it did not.
6 non-lethal.
terrified.
Fantastic. Here's my... Alright, cool. In that case, it is... Ignore that. That's the last initiative order. Don't pay attention to that anymore. Snitch, it's your turn.
Okay, I guess I'll go up to the one that Nell attacked and just try and hit them with my buckler, I guess, for non-lethal. Just trying to mash them down.
Alright.
16?
Going for the same one as Nell, yeah?
Yep. Oh, technically 18, because I'll be flanking with Nell.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
For a mighty 1 non-lethal damage.
1 damage is still more damage than no damage, as we have previously discussed. Alright, in that case, Mox, it's your turn, lovely.
Right. As neither I nor Mox knows what is actually going on with the sound-wise. I know I talked about counter-song before.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know that is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
In the rules, it's saying it can counter magic effects that depend on sound, but not spells that have a verbal component.
Because most spells do have a verbal component, so that would be everything. Yes, I can see the
It's
distinction.
Yeah.
like it's specifically bardic music, as
Mhm.
far as I know.
Yeah. So would it be worth, or can I roll an Arcana check again, just specifically for do I think this specific thing will work?
You can roll an Arcana check for that, definitely. That would make sense.
60. I always forget that Arcana isn't one of the ones that I actually have ranks in.
But you're a bard. Never mind. I was going to be like, but it is one of your. Yes, it is one of your skills. It's just not the one you have ranks in. Yes.
Yes, because Bard.
Yes, because bard. I was going to be like, but you can't roll a nod skill if it's not a class. Oh wait, no, you can.
I can.
You definitely can.
Yes. Sorry, small rules moment there. I'm not very good at them. Sometimes I need to remind myself of them. There you go, chat.
Like anyone
He's a knowledge.
watching who's
Yeah.
new.
Bards know things. There you go. It's the first piece of.
We drink and we know things.
First thing I ever learned about bards in
We drink
D&D,
liquor
passes
from
over to
strippers'
Pathfinder.
belly buttons and we know things.
Sounds accurate thus far. All right, you think that? I suppose what exactly were you trying to figure out whether the countersong would work here?
If it was a bardic,
Mm.
like performance that was being used.
You think that the singing you can still hear is a bardic performance that that is being used the same way that you're pretty sure the last one was.
Mhm.
But you don't actually think that it's loud enough here to have control over these people. So either there's something else going on, or they have exceptionally good hearing. Which they might. Because it is quite quiet. You can hear it, but it's not very loud above the general sounds of fire and fighting that are happening all over town.
Out of character, do people want me to try that? Or like
Yeah,
try a
totally.
counter song?
You both said that at the same time, but I do not know what it was.
Up to yourself.
Rory, what was your opinion on the matter?
Yeah, go for it.
Cat.
Do it.
Okay, right. So Mox will take out their violin and fight fire with fire.
Fight music with music.
So the combatants, the people who are fighting, will need to do a saving throw. As in, like, against the music they're hearing, but they can use the perform check that I'm about to roll in place of their saving throw if my perform check is higher.
All right. Will save, you said. What save?
Yeah.
It's
Because it was a saving
whatever
throw.
save they
Oh,
would
right,
have made
whatever, yeah.
against the,
Whatever save
the
it
effect.
would have been. And that's just any creature that is affected by it. Is affected by a sonic or language dependent magical attack, is what it says. That was. Oh, wait, no, that is fine. Yes. 14. Which I don't know if it'll help them any, but you know.
You force them to get a resave against it, regardless. It's
Yep.
still
Yeah.
useful.
I just used I rolled a 7 and I was like, that's terrible. I was like, wait, no, I have 7 in my perform.
There is a moment of a flicker in one of the hobgoblin's eyes. Kind of goes from the blank face to kind of a hang on, and then back to being blank.
Okay, we are doing this. I can keep this up all day. Do you
Bard
know what my
v.
charisma
Bard.
bonus is? Rounds for everyone.
Battle of the Bands in Sandpoint. We've already had Sandpoint.
Like,
Runelords
Opposite
got
ends of the
talent.
town.
Now we shall have Battle of the Bands.
Just.
All right, so surprise round over with, and it is one of the hobgoblins' turn. Hooray! Hobgoblin time. Oh, it's the one who's not been beaten up yet. didn't roll for which one of you they went for, so I shall do that. Snitch, are you still hiding?
Yes.
Thank you.
I've not rolled a stealth though, so I don't know if you want to.
I would like you to roll me a stealth, yes, please.
That is only 18.
Shocking. Everyone sees you. Even people from space. Especially people from space.
Okay. The hobgoblin whose turn it is going for Nell.
Bastard.
Do it.
I mean, you did charge into them, to be fair. So.
You are the one that's in.
You
in
charged
melee.
into his mate. It's not this is not the one who you've been beating up. The other one is having a go. But I suspect a 9 does nothing. So tries to wail on you with a longsword. Misses. It is actually a longsword this time, not a rapier being wielded as one.
Thank God.
No more of those, please. The
Don't
human
make him roll minuses.
The human in front of you does in fact have a rapier, but he appears to know how to use it. So, I mean, he's kind of using it badly, but he appears to have the. He has
using
the
it
form.
badly, but correctly.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's using it in a correct manner, but he's obviously had enough training to be awful. Which, if you've ever done any form of martial arts, it's definitely a learning curve there.
No, you definitely understand that reference.
Learned enough to be bad. Actually, to be honest, learned kind of anything, actually. Alright, so that was the hobgoblin. So whose turn is it? It's Euron's turn.
Okay. I'm going to take a shot at the goblin dog.
Alright.
Get that thing to fuck. That is a natural 20.
Yes, surprisingly enough, it hits. You shoot the dog. It is not a dog. I feel the need to lay this home quite a lot. It's not a dog.
14 to confirm.
Yes.
Yeah, I get a grip back.
How much damage do you do to this mangy rat thing?
$13.
That's a pretty amount at first level.
I have a question. Were you doing non-lethal to the mangy rat thing?
No.
Then it is in fact dead. You have thoroughly murdered it. It collapses to the ground, making an ungodly noise. And there's a lot of cursing from the goblin who is now slightly trapped underneath it. It's going to probably have to spend a round getting out. But it does appear that the human who was fighting those two has now noticed you all properly. Now that the person they're fighting is abruptly 3 feet shorter. And not on the back of a dog.
The like
Oh.
Huron
Oh.
reckoned from the reaction from the goblin dog and the rider that they weren't being controlled.
They do appear to be shouting. The goblin does appear to be shouting
That's
horrible things in goblin, which so
what
far none of the
he-
blank-faced people have been able to do.
Yeah.
Are the hobgoblins who are attacking me particularly blank-faced looking?
Yeah, they all have the one of the hobgoblins was one of the ones that kind of went for a second and then went back to being with the glassy eyes. Alright, it's the dwarf's turn. Dwarf. And I don't mean Huron, I mean the other dwarf.
The lesser dwarf.
The lesser of the dwarfs.
I forgot they were still up.
Oh yes. No one's attacked the dwarf yet.
No.
I'm losing track of things in my head.
Huron. Does a 20 hit you?
Yes.
Darn! Look at that! Gonna
Like, I
attack.
actually have an EC now, but 20 still hits.
Take 5 damage as the dwarf charges up to you and swings what you recognize as a quite nicely crafted dwarven war axe. And it just sinks into your shoulder. As he then holds it free. Might sting a tad. And now it's the turn of the poor dude who's been beaten up a lot.
Poor dude.
Poor hobgoblin. He's been thoroughly beaten up by everybody.
Knocked him out.
Quite a lot of health as well.
Yeah, they do. They're hobgoblins. Hobgoblins are they get more health just to start with than say
More
goblins.
like hench goblins. Whoa!
I mean, literally.
That's fine. Everything is good. Who's currently standing in front of that goblin? Is it Nell?
I've got hobgoblins on me. I don't know.
Sorry,
if
the
I'm in front of...
hobgoblin.
Yes,
the
I
one
have.
that you were beating
yes.
up.
Yes, I am in front of them.
All right, he's going to attack
Behind
you as
them.
well. Oh. Now I have to...
I mean, if he was attacking me before.
He probably will just keep attacking. No, the other guy attacked you. So anyway,
Oh.
regardless, he's going to attack you because it's streamlined, and then I don't have to figure out if he can see snitch. He's probably gonna mess it up though, because they've been rolling kind of terribly. Case in point, 10. Does not in fact hit you. One assumes.
Afraid not.
Alrighty, so that hobgoblin also messed up his turn, and Nell, it is now your turn again.
Well, then the hobgoblin who just tried to hit me, I'm going to hit them.
Okay, non-lethal again?
Yes.
Alright. The one you've already been beating up.
Yes, I'm trying to decide if I want to do a thing. I think I shall attempt to do a thing, a fun magus thing.
Ooh, a fun
Basically, I take a -2 on my attack, and I get to cast a spell at the same time. So,
sounds good.
I'm going to cast
Let's
the
go
flare
with it.
cantrip at him, and I'm going to try and attack him. So I'll do the attack first, and then I'll sort out the spell.
Alright.
That gets way more cheesy when you get the other one that lets you use a weapon attack to deliver the spell as well.
Is flare AoE, or... Sorry, area of attack, or just one?
No, it's just
person?
one target. Am I flanking with Snitch?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Then it'll just be... Right, got it. That is 18 to hit with my
Absolutely.
blades. And that's 5 damage.
Alright.
I closed the page for flare like a smart person.
I almost got it up and then I was like, oh, Calvy has it.
Cat has it. Cat's smart.
We just assume competence
Okay,
here. And
I
sometimes
need
we are
a
disappointed.
fortitude save.
Oh, heck. Okay.
Heckaroni.
14?
Nope, that does not make it.
Oh, darn.
He
Darn,
is
darn and
dazzled
drat.
for 1 minute.
Well,
Unless it makes a successful... Okay, I think it just lasts. I don't think it gets to repeat that save.
so... You've also
Dazzled
said-
means it takes a -1 penalty on attack rolls and sight-based perception checks.
I'm going to rule that since he was on 1 hit point, he's now just lying on the floor.
I've given
Just
him the
fine.
headache of his life.
Just flying around his
With
head.
a little circle of birds, yeah. Just full
Oh
on.
no, the little swallowtail butterflies. Just
He's actually attracted some butterflies. Alright, so he's out of the fight.
a non-combatant.
Yes. Don't stand on him, though. Snitch, it is your turn. There is a hobgoblin standing near you, there's one on the floor, and there's a dwarf, and there's a goblin who is still currently under a dog.
Okay, so there's another hobgoblin with me and Nell, is that right?
Yeah. It has already tried to attack now.
Okay, I will move to flank them and try and non-lethal them with the blunt end of my short sword.
Bonk.
Good old pommel bash.
I can't really reach their head, so I'm probably just like knocking their leg out from under them or something.
We're just smacking
Back
them in
the
the
knee.
sternum.
I was thinking back of the knee, just
Yeah.
That's awful.
I
Don't
don't
do that to
think
people.
I don't think that 7 is going to hit.
I was going to look it up there, but no.
Save
it.
yourself the time.
I will save myself the bother. All right, Mox. In that case, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna try again with this. Then I'm
Do
gonna keep
this.
on playing.
Keep playing more loudly.
I'm gonna keep playing that funky music, green being.
All right.
That is more like it. That will be a 27.
Bloody hell.
I mean, I'm gonna roll to see if that would be better than there. I can assume it is, but
Because I forgot, because we add +1 for our, because you add like half your level onto it.
yeah, and
Like,
minimum of
otherwise,
one. Yeah.
Which I didn't do last time, which I realized, so that makes it unnatural. Unnatural 20.
Okay. The remaining hobgoblin, who Snitch is kind of flailing at the legs of. And I don't know, realizing halfway through that he has to use the blunt end of the can't stab them in the knee, and like
Can't just hamstring them and be done with it.
throws off his groove.
You threw off the Snitch's groove.
And
Very dare you.
there is a particularly dramatic chord from Mox.
That's all we can sing in that song.
Yes, and then copyright kicks in.
We can't be demonetized if we're not making any money.
But they can't just kick us off. So,
they can stop people using their birth names in real life. They can do that.
the hobgoblin that is still standing and not on the floor blinks. Looks like they've been slapped across the face. Looks at you. Looks at all of you. Not as slowly as I'm doing, because they have 6 seconds. That's how long their turn is. And it's not even their turn, it's your turn. So they have 6 seconds to look round at you all during their turn. Your turn. Whatever, anyway, they look around at you all, they don't appear to be glassy-eyed anymore, but they have a very strange facial expression. It's not their turn yet, so they cannot do anything.
Surely speaking as a free action still applies to them as well.
Technically speaking, is a free action, however, they don't say anything.
Ah.
On the other side of the... Not even the other side, a little bit away from you, underneath the mangy rat thing, the goblin spends their turn getting themselves out from under their steed. Just pulls themselves out. They don't appear to be broken in any way, in the way that, say, a human would be if a horse fell on them. But they do appear to be spending this round getting out and just taking a moment. Which makes it the hobgoblin who has just woken up, so to speak. Yes, that is the right hobgoblin. Take you off my initiative order. The hobgoblin looks around at you all, grins, and yells something that Mox knows is incredibly insulting about Mox's parenthood.
How dare
And swings at Nell with their sword.
Rude!
Probably would swing at Mox, but Mox is further away, so you're right in their face. You're right there. And is apparently too busy looking at Mox to successfully hit you on a 5.
Maybe it's because
I'm just gonna duck out the way, just like, we helped you!
I like just the idea of them
Don't
saying
have
to
to
their parents,
speak
and
goblin
Mox
to know
res-
that was rude.
Mox responding with, I don't know, maybe they are bastards!
It was less
I'm
implying
so
that
confused.
bastards and more implying that your parentage may have involved certain members of the animal kingdom who do not have sentience.
Maybe it did!
Mox would not know!
Mox
Who
does not
knows?
know their parents!
All right. So, Congrats, you rescued a hobgoblin. Huron, it's your turn.
I guess I'll try and tag the goblin that was previously riding the mighty diseased steed.
It is attempting to get to its feet. By which I mean it's not its turn, so it can't yet. They. Let's go with they for sentient beings, Bethan, not it. Rude.
Some sentient beings are it, but it's good to check first.
Yeah, but generally that's a personal choice and not something I should just give people.
Gungan Circus is an it or a he.
Yeah.
That's
Very nice hit. It is too. Yes.
a solid nope.
How solid of a nope?
The most solid.
Goodness, that's a very solid nope. That's a diamond-clad nope. All right.
More choice dwarven and other language phrases concerning the crossbow.
All right, so it is the lesser dwarf's turn. The dwarf who is still glassy-eyed. Glassy-eyed? Did I say that really in really English way for a second there?
No?
Okay, good.
Glass instead
No
of
more than you
glass.
usually do.
Served that. All right. I don't even remember who the dwarf is attacking. I was so taken aback by that sentence. You, right, good. Dwarf on dwarf action. That's what we like here at Wonky Role Playing.
Huron is
Some
not
daddy
down.
dwarf and lesser dwarf action.
Yay. Does an 18 hit you?
Yes.
I have to ask. It's part of the.
He knows, it's just
cycle.
funny.
I'm just.
Making it funny.
How dare you
Yeah,
attempt to make an entertaining stream funny? That's just rude. You're taking the limelight away from me, the natural owner of the limelight.
You own the stream.
I mean, I
Fine, I've got
really.
the closest thing to a limelight here.
Ooh.
Ooh. 4 damage. 4.
You say that, but if he does that again, I'm unconscious.
Oofed.
Level.
That will really piss off Juniper.
Level.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Oh.
no, Cat, you're gone again. Oh, there you are.
I'm back, right?
No,
Yeah,
it's just your.
focusing on the
Is
ghost.
is
of the room.
when you change your screen, the camera goes ah.
It just focuses on the ghost that's standing behind you. It's fine.
I've cleaned the fucking camera and everything, and it's still doing this.
Because I have cleaned the ghost. It's like,
You know, I cleaned the ghost and all.
You don't clean
it's-
your ghosts, Vivian? Honestly,
it's
that would
a
explain why our
lighting
house
change.
is such a tip.
It's the lighting change. Like,
I didn't
you have a
tab that time though.
super white window.
Anyway,
True.
anyway.
So, yeah, the dwarf does 4 damage. Again, swings in with its war axe. Part of your brain notices that it's a very nicely made war axe, even as it is in fact making your blood be on the outside again.
Oh god.
This new armor that you've got is really bloody now. Some of it's yours. And it is Nell's turn.
Who do I have to kill to get some decent armor around here?
Probably these dudes.
Sound.
Right, so arsehole hobgoblin took a swing at me and yelled something very rude at Mox.
Which you didn't understand, but Mox is confused, and it was clearly insulting.
Well, you're not bewitched anymore. I'm gonna attack him. Them.
Yep.
I might not. Does a beautiful, a tasty 11 hit?
No,
Didn't think
it does,
so.
it does not. You just kind of continue the flailing contest. You're doing the slapping
Bastard!
hand, where neither of you are hitting each other thing. You're just,
A crisp 11.
juicy 11.
Oh, I didn't say it before, but I am so tempted to attack on a spell.
Go on then.
Can
Can you, if you missed?
Yep.
I can.
It basically makes it a separate action.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's not bewitched anymore. Fire erupts from my hands.
Alright.
Let me check what the fucking thing is for this.
Get wrecked, son.
Fair.
He upset me!
He did. You rescued him, and he was incredibly rude.
I need a reflex save.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. No. I'm assuming the DC is higher than 8.
Yeah, weirdly.
Fancy
Yes.
that.
Starts at 10.
Yep, that's kind of what I figured. Single digits for any kind of save is generally not a good.
Actually,
good
no,
thing.
it'll start at 11 because it's a first level spell.
So, how much damage do you do to this hobgoblin's face?
Only 2.
That's
Still wrong.
still. Ouch.
His flammable materials burn if the flames touch them, so his clothing may be on fire.
Yep. Clothing is absolutely on fire, as is his hair.
How nice.
Does that continue to do damage if it's on fire?
It does not say. That would be helpful to know, but it does not say, so
be
we'll
helpful
assume
to
not.
Like, if you are on fire, you take d6 damage around.
Noted. Alrighty.
Probably on his turn.
Snitch, it is your turn. There is a hobgoblin that is on fire. A dwarf that is taking chunks out of Huron. And an upset-looking goblin.
Is anyone standing directly next to the hobgoblin that's on fire?
Me.
Aside from Nell? No.
I just set it on fire.
Wait, am I behind this hobgoblin?
Yes.
Presumably using him as cover from the fire.
I aimed it up at his head, so like you're lower than that.
You're
You're
using
little.
your height to your advantage. It literally went over your head.
Just a flamethrower erupts
Just a gout of
over
flame.
your head.
Oh shit, that's a thing. It probably should have hit him as well because of the size of the cone. Oh.
We're good.
You
We're
want to
good
do a
at
quick
doing-
ref save, Rory?
Yeah, 17.
That passes.
Fantastic.
He's fine.
So Snitch,
One damage
Snitch
then.
is not
No,
on
you
fire.
take none.
You'll,
You take none.
you'll-
It negates it.
you'll be very pleased to hear, chat, that Snitch is not on fire. But it is his turn.
I am using this
So-
opportunity to go into stab mode.
Good. Rogue in stab mode is a good rogue to have on your team.
Since I assume from the gout of flame we're abandoning the softly rope.
On this fucker, yes.
For this guy, that does seem to be how it's going. Yes.
He yelled something that I assume is rude at my dear friend Mox and tried to kill me.
He did.
He did not change
What
his
are-
actions in
what
the
are those
slightest. He in
What are those
fact
things?
looked delighted.
We could forgive one.
19
Either or.
I take it it does.
Sorry. Did you say
19.
19 to hit? Yes, absolutely.
5 damage.
5 damage. Man, he's having a really bad day.
Good.
This is what we like to see. Stabity people having bad days. Mox, it's your turn.
But we're stabby people.
I'm going to change my counter song because now people have snapped out things. So I'm going to use standard action to change my bardic performance to inspire courage instead.
We are
Does
inspired.
everyone know what that does?
Gives us all a +1.
To attack and damage.
Attack and
saves.
weapon damage rolls
And certain saves, yeah.
and will checks against fear.
So,
Also, I think like this other one, but yeah.
for example, for Nell, if you use fire, that will not count as a weapon roll. You do not do 1 extra damage for that.
Yep.
But
But
if,
if I'm wallop them, if I hit
with
them,
scarf, yes,
if I beat them to death with my floaty scarf.
it is the only acceptable and least dignified way possible to be beaten to death.
that was a 21 for my performance check, and I can keep this up for 10 rounds, babies.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, if we're still doing this at 10 rounds time, we may have run into overtime. So let's see how quickly we can finish off this combat.
I definitely don't have 10 rounds of combat in me here.
Not with that health.
I've used my
reminds me.
healing potion and have 4 health left.
That reminds me, where is in the? Okay, good. Yes. It is the goblin's turn. What was that?
A cursed child out in my street.
Ah, excellent.
The children in Scotland who communicate primarily by screaming.
I am aware of the subspecies. Yes.
It's like, if they were doing it during the day, I wouldn't care, but it's half 9 at night, man. Go to sleep. You're like 2.
It's probably why they're screaming.
overtired.
Yes. So,
Fine, I'll
Cursed
just go
children aside.
downstairs and scream louder at them.
cursed children aside, it is the goblin's turn. And the goblin who has now managed to stand up roars incomprehensibly. Not in goblin, just in general shouty anger. It's a universal language. You all understand that this is a very angry person who wishes to attack you. Quite easy to understand. They heft what might charitably be called a sword, if one was being nice. But it's probably just bit of metal that has been sharpened slightly. And they start running towards Snitch. Yep. They're not actually going to make it to you in this turn, so they're going to attack you next turn. They're just running at you.
The little leggies can't carry the
Speed of a goblin.
I'm in danger.
And as one goblin races towards Snitch with angry intent, non-glazed eyes, and a sword, let's just call it that, there is the noise of a baseball slide coming in behind Huron. And a distinct, "I told you!" as you get slapped across the back. And regain 5 hit points.
I love her.
By the time you look around again, Juniper is already racing away.
He's not looked.
Okay, by the time anyone else
he's getting
looks around.
annoyed.
You felt the small amount of pain for a second as the slap hit, and then it was all warm and tingly.
We need more healers who heal by just beating us up for being dumb. Level 1 adventurer!
Juniper is already done with your shenanigans and has known you maybe half an hour.
Fair. Honestly.
Alright. So it's time for the second hobgoblin, who I believe is on fire. So I'm going to have to roll the damage that the hobgoblin takes for being on fire. Wow, that sucks. If you keep rolling like that, dude, this is going to really suck really fast. Fantastic. Goblin is kind of blind with fire. You know, not blind with pain, blind with fire.
His eyebrows have caught on fire. Their eyebrows have caught on fire.
Takes a swing at Nell,
My face is a flame.
to which he's going to take significant penalties because half his face is covered in fire. So
Did he take his D6?
he did take his
He did
D6.
take his D6. That's nice. I'm sad that he's not dead.
13?
No.
Yeah. Flails at you, misses completely. Goes 2 feet to one side, no idea where you are. And it's back to Huron's turn. The angry dwarf.
The pluses will be with you, Huron.
So Huron tosses the crossbow to one side and pulls out his hammer.
Nobody said it. Well done. I'm very proud of you all.
I want to, though. I really want to.
I imagine chat probably will beat us to it if I don't let any of you say it.
I didn't want to steal it from Huron.
It is 22.
Why did I bother? Yes. I'm assuming you're going for the dwarf.
The dwarf that's in my face. Yeah.
Dwarf that's in your face. Yes, good. You didn't try and run
That's a
past
dwarf.
them.
5 damage.
5 damage. Oh, that is a battered looking dwarf. They are not looking so hot.
Did you roll 5? Or did you roll 4?
No, that was 5 total.
So
All right.
6.
No, it was 5 total.
5 total. Roll.
Oh.
I rolled a 3 plus 2.
In that case, it's the dwarf's turn.
Dwarfy boy.
I was about to just skip them entirely and tell Nell it was her turn, but
I mean,
no,
you
I
feel free
remembered.
to. No, you can absolutely do that. I don't think we mind, guys.
It's fine. The dwarf's not going to be doing anything anyway. Oh, not on a 9.
Was it my turn?
So it's now Nell's turn.
Oh, that's
Hey.
nice. I would like to kill this hobgoblin.
Feel free to do your very best on that.
Oh, that's a good roll. I've got
Oh, very good.
it's a 23 to kill the hobgoblin,
is
pretty
that a
please.
is that a crit?
No, not quite.
Okay. Then yes, you definitely hit. I just wanted to check whether or
Good.
not you were going to be doing insane damage or
Well-
damage.
5 damage.
Oof. The hobgoblin gobbling. He's a hobgoblin now.
Hobbling, gobbling.
Gobbling hobs.
Gob hobbling.
Is staggering, on fire, and bleeding profusely, and swearing at you. You assume in Goblin. They might be listing menu items in Goblin. You don't know. You don't speak
Not
Goblin.
from afar. Wash your mouth out! That's really rude!
It is incredibly rude. Not quite dead. Still standing. Just kind of hanging on in there, stammering insults and burbling with blood. But still somehow up. Snitch, it's your turn. Would you like to make that not a thing? As in, the goblin still standing, the hobgoblin still standing. Would you like to make that not a thing?
Yes, I suppose I'll finish him off. With a quick slice of the short sword. 22
Yes.
for 8 damage.
Are you including your +1?
Yes, I am.
I don't know why I bothered asking you. Yes. The hobgoblin sinks to the floor in a distinctly ungainly manner, and now both hobgoblins are lying on the floor, but one of them is bleeding much more than the other one, who is in fact not bleeding at all, just lying there going, "Ooh," at the butterflies flying around their head. All right. So that would be Mox's turn.
Playing away.
Continuing to play?
Yep.
Excellent.
You can do that for
Oh, it's free action, isn't it?
yeah.
Free
you
action
can-
now, yeah.
It's a standard action to start it, and then you can just do it for free.
I forgot, yeah, because I knew because for changing I needed the.
Yeah, yeah.
standard.
Yep.
Yeah. So
There is a goblin who is running towards your group. And there is a dwarf who is duking it out with Huron. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll go for the goblin that's trying it.
Okay.
So yeah, so you rapier.
Mhm.
I'm assuming I can run to meet them.
Yeah, you can definitely you can intervene.
For that plus 14? 14.
14, bang on, well done.
14. Yes. Only because of the pluses.
Your own music inspires you.
Yeah. Look, it be like that sometimes, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Good music. Good music is inspiring no matter who is playing it.
That's
That's why some musicians just burst out crying when they're,
two,
playing.
2 damage.
Two damage.
2 damage.
2 damage.
2 damage.
Does not
It's
look
with my
impressed
plus 1, don't worry, I am remembering. 2 damage.
The goblin does not look particularly impressed with you.
Good.
They kind of stop running towards the rest of your friends and decide that you are now the person.
We could
they're
have just
going
like
to be attacking.
skewered them through an ear or something.
They very much do not have the glazed eyes, and you've never seen such shoddy workmanship of a sword. It's terrible.
I'll say in Goblin, we gave you a chance.
They will reply in Goblin, who said we wanted one.
That's real.
Oh no! Oh no! The red box cry. Well, technically, it's the goblin's turn. So the goblin is gonna attack Mox, because that's what he does. Goblin attacker is gonna do the goblin attacking.
Goblin's gonna goblin. Gobbo's gonna gobble.
Juniper might be upset about that. Then again, she has been slapping you all back to health, so. I was looking at the wrong set of stats. Oh, 20. Non-nat 20.
Where do I find that on my sheet? I'm not sure.
Sorry. Oh my god. 3 damage. As the sword hits you and then just doesn't do anywhere near as much damage. It looks really heavy, but it doesn't really get through armor very well. Or
Not that I'm
whatever.
wearing any.
Through clothes very well then. It's worse. It's just terrible.
It did more blunt damage than actually cutting.
Yeah,
so-
you feel kind of bruised, but you're like, oh, I think I might be bleeding a little bit. Oh, that was
I need
nasty.
all my ribs, I think.
So it's now Juniper's turn. Juniper is going to be headed to whoever is the most wounded. Juniper's better at this than I am. So who is doing badly and who needs to be cured?
I've not been hit this fight.
I've still got 2/3 health.
Huron. How are
Taking
you-
5.
What?
Taking 5 out of
Taken
14
5
damage.
out of 14. Probably you again, just so she can shout about dwarves not keeping their blood on the inside. This time she comes to you and just forces you to drink a potion. It's very...
I'm literally in combat with a guy.
She just kind of bats the dwarf away for a second, pours it down your throat and leaves.
This doesn't concern you.
Excuse me! And you get 4 hit points back. She mutters at you in Dwarvish this time. Keep the blood on the inside. And then leaves.
I love Juniper.
It's not exactly his fault.
Huron hates her.
Well,
She's hired.
all the best NPCs. Alright, so Huron, it's your turn. Please don't
It-
stab
the way-
Juniper.
The way he sees it, he's being shouted at for helping people.
It is your turn. If you wish to attack Juniper, I can't actually stop you.
No, he continues fighting the person he's in combat with.
Very sensible.
And he misses.
Oops. Damn it, Juniper. She's not going to do well out of this now.
Was it another one?
Yes.
Wow, your dice are not being kind to you today.
They deserve the fridge.
Is
I'm
this the
just
second
saying.
one? This is the second D20 that's betrayed you today. Good lord. People, fridge your dice.
Fridge.
Do not actually fridge your dice for too long because it does mess with the plastic sometimes.
Yeah, no, it can warp. It depends what made out. It
So
doesn't matter.
It's more like cooling it and then rapidly heating it.
Don't do that. Then your
Causes
dice will be
issues.
weighted and you will be a cheater and then no one will like you. That's how that works.
I mean, they're weighted, but they're randomly weighted. They could be weighted towards anything. You don't know until you start rolling them.
Okay, so Dwarf's turn. Is the Dwarf going to fail to hit? Yes. Cool.
There's a lot of this dice badness going around.
It's just dwarves, man. Apparently dwarves can't hit anything today. It's just a thing.
Stuck tonight.
Yeah.
We're
It's to be a
busting
dwarf.
busting out the big guns.
Nell, it's your turn. I almost forgot you there because you're kind of nestled in the middle of a bunch of people who are now dead or unconscious.
Who's
on the initiative
alive?
order.
Who's alive? The goblin's alive still.
There's
yes?
the goblin and the dwarf that is playing slappy hands with Huron. Neither
Right.
of them are hitting each other.
I'm gonna try and flank the goblin with Snitch.
I just
Oh.
did test rolls with 2
Oh, Mox.
dice.
Yes, he's on Mox. Right, he was initially running towards Snitch and then he
Yeah.
changed his mind. Right, okay, I'm gonna flank them.
Did both of your test rolls roll ones? Oh my god.
You're cursed.
Got
sorry, you're
snake eyes on D20s.
All right, cool. Let's
Cursed.
don't
Just
forget
a
your +3.
Oh, my +3. Right, you're
You've got a
right.
2 flanking and a 1 from Mox.
So that's,
technically, all
that
three of
bumps
them
it
are
up
from
to a
Mox.
16 to hit.
Yes,
Excellent.
you in fact hit the goblin.
I'm keeping count of the rounds, by the way.
3 damage. It's the lowest I can do.
Really thought it was going to be 1 damage. All right,
Well, I was 1 on the dice.
Oh,
Snitch. You have your pick of enemies. None of them are attacking you right now.
I'm gonna go and help out Huron.
Sounds fair. 2 and 2. So you get a flanking bonus from Huron, and don't forget your +1 from Mox.
Yep, stabbity. That's a nat 20.
Well, yeah, that hits, regardless of bonuses.
And the confirmation was a 2.
That
Never mind.
does not.
Probably not.
I assume that doesn't confirm a crit. I'm not sure
it
what
does-
weapon
does not.
it's using. But...
I don't know what bonuses you get to it, but it probably doesn't.
Enough. It's still 7 damage though.
It's good.
And the dwarf is also down. Though I have to ask you a question, everyone who's been fighting the dwarf. Lethal or non-lethal?
Mine would be non-lethal.
Snitch?
Like if he had
does.
glassy eyes, then he would be going non-lethal.
I went lethal, but his non-lethal should
His non-lethal
be
outweighs the lethal, yeah. He's
Or
definitely
even if-
injured, but
even if
unconscious.
they don't,
stabbing him, then he'll die.
yeah.
True fact. Alright, so the goblin is the only one who's still up of the bad dudes. And Mox, it is your turn.
You get +3 because you can hear your own performance, and
Even
I'm
Not happening
flanking.
anymore.
So I won with music. I don't think that would have helped.
Music.
10.
No, I'm afraid that does not hit.
It's one of
I
those
didn't
fights.
think it would.
It's gonna be one of those fights, lads, but there's only one bad guy still standing, so... You got this, and he's doing probably fuck and all, I think. On a 12? 2 Mox. Right, good.
Now,
Yes,
even without the armor, because of my cloak, and it's fancy enough, I'd be wearing it.
Definitely. Alright, then it is... Huron's turn. Your dwarf enemy is dead. There's only a goblin.
He steps over him and hurls his ram hammer straight at the goblin.
Oh, that's cool. If this finishes the fight, I'm gonna be so excited.
Can it finish the fight? Can we just say it?
I think it might, depending on how cool this is. Narrate coolly. Also roll well.
Do all the things you need to do to make it work.
But the guy is flanked, to be fair.
Yep, by two other people right now.
So 15.
Hits.
Yeah.
Now we just need to see how much damage a ram hammer to the face does.
Some.
Pray to the gods of dice. But we may
Why,
still have
yeah,
time
yeah.
for RP this evening.
Why, yeah.
That is 8 damage.
The gods of dice smile upon us this night, for he had 8 hit points remaining to him. Ah!
Fatality.
And he's down, which means you are now out of combat. Out of combat. Thank the dice gods.
Fuck them, frankly. They're the reason we were here for so long.
Oh, darn.
They know what they've done.
They know what they've done. So, Huron throws the hammer, it caves in the goblin's face, and he continues going backwards for a few feet, and then collapses. You know, Mjolnir style. Just phew! Hammer takes him out.
That's literally what it's supposed to be.
Mhm.
It is Mjolnir, but with like a ram's head as the head of the hammer.
Which means that there are now several dead people on the floor, 2 unconscious people on the floor, and wounded Ewan and a very fancy-looking man and his dog.
The one who I dazed
friends.
to the ground.
Yes, one of the hobgoblins.
The goblin is dead. The second hobgoblin is dead. The dwarf and the hobgoblin are unconscious. Someone watch that dwarf.
I'm gonna do a heal check on the dwarf, give him first aid, and bind his hands as I do so.
Alrighty. Roll me a heal check, please.
Is a 24.
Fantastic. Alright, you managed to put a bandage on the wounds that they have.
I think that's enough to get
Can
my
I get some of that bandage?
wisdom check.
Oh, no, hear me out, right? Hear me out. Give me some of the bandage. I'm going to tear it, put it into little lumps, and stuff it into the dwarf's ears.
I approve.
Not as mad as it sounds.
Long in-character silence as everyone considers that for a second.
I'm putting my knee on the hobgoblin's neck and waking him up.
All right.
Mox had better be nearby to translate.
I'm assuming you're not putting any weight on said knee.
Not yet.
Good.
I've also got my weaponry ready, just in case.
Mox will be in with earshot, but Mox is gonna like talk to the tough and the wounded person.
Alrighty. One second while I do this. Yeah, the dwarf, as you're bandaging them up, starts ever so slightly convulsing. Just sort of twitching fairly violently. Still appears to be unconscious.
Like, given that I'd bandaged them, I'd bound their hands, they're pretty much in recovery regardless. Not at risk of swallowing one's tongue.
Okay.
Let's get me a healer's kit, actually, that's the point.
Okay, so things were going on. Nell, you were kneeling on the hobgoblin and waking them up.
Mm-hmm. Also holding various sharp things to them.
All right. Mox, you were going to go and talk to the fancy man, and Huron, you were busy looking after the dwarf. Snitch, what are you doing? Are you stuffing bits of wadding in people's ears?
Yes.
Cool. I can tell you that the song that you can, well, if you want to call it that, the weird music that you could hear is very, very faint now, and the sounds of battle seem to be much less. Just in general. Nell, we'll go with you first. Are you just waking them up by slapping them, or you dazed them so they're down and out at the moment? How are you waking them up?
Gonna shake him.
Okay.
Slap.
Yep, it works.
Shake him, flick him in the side of the head a bit.
Hey.
What?
Speak common?
Yes.
Last thing you remember.
Chief's orders. Who are you?
Oh, I'm the person who just kicked your ass. At the moment, I'm under the impression that you were coerced into this.
They'd look at you.
Some sort of
Gracious.
mind control, potentially.
They are giving you an intrigue. They're kind of just. This is the face they're giving you. Just the.
This is the face Nell's giving them, just sort of a...
See who keeps up the silence longest there, not answering your question.
You're not answering
Which
my
wasn't really a question.
Okay. Were you, how to ascertain this? Did you attack Sandpoint of your own free will?
They haven't. Their facial expression hasn't changed.
Alright. I knock him out.
Okay. Mox.
Knock them out, I tie them up, and I'm gonna give them to Hemlock.
They're not getting any earplugs.
Mox.
Okay, so once
Go talk to the very fancy man.
Yeah, once the fighting's all stopped, everyone's kind of, so what they're doing. Mox gonna just turn around to the fancy man and go, Hi, Mox. Are they okay?
What? Oh, you mean Rogers? Rogers, are you all right? Yes, I'm fine. Yeah, he's fine. He'll just sleep it off. He'll be fine.
We have a healer.
His arm is clearly broken. Take him to the church.
Right. What an excellent idea! You are full of excellent ideas today. You are fantastic heroes. I am very proud to meet you. I am Alden Foxglove at your service. That's Lord Alden Foxglove, for the record. And you are?
Highly out of place.
Ah, indeed.
It's just still like kneeling on this dude, like tying them up.
I wouldn't have said so,
like,
my lady. You look frankly fabulous and powerful.
Separating like swords and things away
You'll
from the
do.
convulsing dwarf.
And this chap here is full of excellent ideas. As
That towards
is-
Mox.
As is your rat-like companion, who
Me.
who is full of. He's not laughing. I'm laughing. It's hard to.
That was my in-character reaction. It was not my
excellent ideas about preventing any more of that nasty music from getting in the way. What an excellent! I am thrilled to meet you all. Can I when this is all over? Can I treat you to dinner at all?
Absolutely.
Me.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Sure.
Never turn down dinner.
In fact, I have a rather entertaining excursion planned tomorrow. I would be thrilled if you all met me for it.
Excursion?
Yes, I'm going hunting. Don't you know?
Oh.
Euron's face changes.
It's great. There's this terrible boar that's been attacking all the villages. I thought we could go and take it out.
Oh.
Maybe serve it in the Rusty Dragon for dinner. What do you say? Who is in? Bit of old fighting with some wildlife, testing our strength. What do you think? Yes, excellent. My good man, it's good to have you along.
I don't think I've been hunting before.
Oh well, it's excellent fun. You shall have a fabulous. That slaps you companionably upon the arm. Have a fabulous time, my friend.
I think I will. Slaps him back on the arm.
Excellent! My fine lady, can I entice you to come along and grace us with your beautiful presence?
You know what? Why not? I think it would be irresponsible of me to leave Mox alone with you at any rate, so...
My good chap, would you join us as well? This is obviously aimed at Snitch. My good chap, would you join us as well? You have been magnificently useful. The way that you took out those vagabonds. Ah, perfection.
Fucking...
Yeah, okay, you're leaning on a bit thick there, but yeah, I'll come with you.
Excellent. And as you say, I should probably get Rogers to some kind of cleric. That would be able to. Is that all right with you, Rogers? Yes, sir. That would be great. Sir.
Cathedral in.
Oh, the cathedral.
It should feel clear that way now.
Excellent plan.
People
I
are
shall
gathering
go that way.
there. You should go that way regardless.
I've like fucking harnessed up this hobgoblin and I'm getting ready to drag them through town to Hemlock.
Do you need any help? I mean, you probably don't need any help with that, my lady. You look fantastically strong as well as fabulously beautiful. But could I assist in any way with the movement of these vagabonds?
He just says, "Oh, come here, help me with this one."
Yeah, of course, my good man, of course.
Roger, was it? Rogers?
Rogers, yes.
Can you walk, dear?
I think so.
Alright, come on, let's go.
I'm a bit not sure. Oh, that's the real you. Okay.
Oh dear.
Can Mox just lift him?
Yes, absolutely.
Scoop!
He doesn't weigh much.
Yeah.
He goes,
I was like-
thank you, my lord, my lady, but sir,
Mox.
Mox, thank you, Mox.
It's alright, nobody else knows either. Nell's just dragging this hobgoblin now towards the centre of town.
What does no one else know? Just.
Aldern, Lord Aldern, as he has introduced himself to you, goes, "Come along, Trixie," and the enormous, shaggy guard dog just goes woof and comes along with you. It is definitely what Vivian would describe as a boofer. Not woof, it boofs, and it is very big. Definitely a mastiff of some description.
It would be better if it was called something like Tiny or Petunia.
And her name is Trixie.
name
She's a
is
delicate
Trixie.
feminine flower.
So delicate, look at her.
And since it's 4 minutes to 10, I think on the weird procession,
A beautiful picture of friendship forged in the fires of combat.
as Juniper tags along behind you going, "I swear to God." Whichever one is listening. Any of them will do.
Help me tug this one along, Juniper.
Sure.
Kick him occasionally.
As you all have made friends with a lord that you have just saved, his servant, who Mox is just hefting,
Just bridal style.
the beautiful dog that is Trixie, and you have earned either the friendship or the possibly slight ire of the goblin cleric known as Juniper. And you have all learned a number of things about each other, including that when Nell decides that you are not getting non-lethal anymore, your face will shortly be on fire.
Your back will shortly be stabbed.
And you will be very stabbed.
And if you don't answer my questions in a timely manner, I'll just knock you out again.
So you have, I believe, three total, including the Kekmal. 3 survivors, so to speak. Is that correct?
Yes.
3 survivors of the raid. Good. Glad I did in fact write that down correctly.
1, possibly 2 that are there against their will.
And
Excellent.
on this we will wrap up. I will inform everyone between sessions what incredibly exciting loot they have found.
A shiny.
Stay tuned to find out whether or not Huron takes a better suit of armor off anyone in the near future.
We will.
Specifically, it
realised-
seems to be women. We're not
I
sure
just
why.
realised we now have 2 strippers in the party.
One who strips for money, and one who strips for armor.
For other
You're
people.
on like a reverse stripper. You're just putting on more and more clothes.
While removing them from other
Yeah. He's a tank.
So-
Strapping more and more plates to himself.
So that rounds out our game for tonight. Lovely friends in the audience and lovely friends there in
the
various places
future.
across in the future, across YouTube and Twitch and any other places that videos end up. Facebook maybe? I don't know. I
sands of
don't know how to do
time.
that. I hope you've enjoyed the second installment of what is, I hope, still recognizably to those who know it, Rise of the Runelords. It's been through a number of changes. And I hope you will hopefully tune back in next time. That's a phrase. I am definitely awake. I hope you will hopefully tune in. Go me.
See you next week, fuckers.
See you next week. Does anyone have anything else before we round out this evening?
Social links?
Follow us on various social things.
I haven't fixed it yet, which is difficult.
We are nkyRoleplaying. That's wonky, but without the O, because again, insert letter of your choice.
Nick is Colonel Savage on most platforms.
Yeah. Come see me at Colonel Savage _ on basically anything.
His Twitch
Including
channel is
Twitch.
recommended down below. Viv is Vivian the Viking with too many Y's on basically everything. You can find their art blog via that Instagram
My
handle.
Instagram is linked.
If you really want to see a cool Twitter that has pictures of lizards, then I'm at King Bethan on Twitter. I don't really know why you'd want to come follow me on Twitter, but please do if you feel free. I'm DM's always open. Come chat. That's cool.
I'm Sneaky Urchin on everything. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, but I don't really use Twitch anymore.
And if you want to get in contact with Rory, then take out the entrails of the bird and throw them into the wind, I guess. we
Your
don't
black
know.
candles, put on your robe.
We don't know. He just sort of shows up every Thursday when we start streaming. It's just this thing that just
To
happens.
contact him beforehand, we must perform the blood ritual.
It changes a lot though.
You must create a circle out of chips and cheese and a popular Scottish soda.
That would do it.
Sprinkle it with cold baked beans, and I shall appear.
Now you know, folks. You know the secret ritual.
You had me until the cold baked beans. I was like, I might just arrive.
He's a monster.
Cold
So-
beans, mate.
So with all those,
That's how you ensure you get Rory.
all those new monstrous pieces of knowledge that you now wish to brain bleach away. I hope you don't brain bleach away too much of this, as it's been a very fun session. We shall be back at 7 p.m. BST on next
Or
Thursday.
GMT, whatever the fuck it is at this point.
It is BST.
The British time zone. Yes, that's us. We're all in the one time zone. Sorry, America. We like to keep things simple over here. Also, we're tiny. And yeah, I think that's everything we have. Please join us for more shenanigans. If you want to get involved with stuff, please do get in contact with us on anything. Join us on Facebook, on Twitter. we always love a good conversation, even if you're an asshole, because then we like shooting you down and ranting about you to each other.
I shall feast upon your bones.
All right, so that's everything from us, and we'll see you next week. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye!
Bye!